fire in my eyes, queen of discord where I stand, chaos in my every hand. Goddess of the wild night, bringing dreams to shattered light. Valhalla's throne is where I reign, with a heart that knows no pain. Goddess of the wild night, bringing dreams to shattered light. Valhalla's throne is where I reign, with a heart that knows no pain. Arrows of courage and might, feel the passion, feel the flight. Crave the edges of my dance, take a leap, take a chance. Attitude lights up the sky, sassy sparks that never die. In my world you'll find the flame, burning bright without a name. Feel the thrill inside your soul, breaking chains to make you whole. Through the chaos find your way, in my kingdom you will stay. Arrows of courage and light, feel the passion, feel the flight. Crave the edges of my dance, take a leap, take a chance. Goddess of the wild night, bringing dreams to shattered light. Valhalla's throne is where I reign, with a heart that knows no pain. Arrows of courage and light, feel the passion, feel the flight. Crave the edges of my dance, take a leap, take a chance. In the city, neon lights, dancing under cyber skies. Foxes running through the night, glowing with electric eyes. Wicked wrench from the east, schemes and plans never cease. Flying with wit, she moves so fast in the shadows of the past. Cyber fox run away, alien dreams night turns to day. Project story of the time, in this world of code sublime. Glitch in the system, clocks rewind, secrets hidden you can find. Tech and dreams they intertwine, through the matrix undefined. Feel the thrill inside your soul, breaking chains to make you whole. Through the chaos find your way, in my kingdom you will stay. Cyber fox run away, alien dreams night turns to day. Project story of the time, in this world of code sublime. In the shadows I reside, with that fire in my eyes. Queen of discord where I stand, chaos in my every hand.
Oh my god.
Oh
Yes.
my goodness.
We got it. We got the battle episode.
And what a battle it was.
What a sad state. Holy shit. These are first age elves. These fuckers took down Balrogs and Mah Gah, and they can't hold up against honestly, a kind of sad orc. I don't know, what would you call them? A battalion? I don't know what you call them.
It's hard to tell because we don't know. They never do any like shots where you can see how big the forces are. So like, I don't know how many people they have.
Dude, it changed. It keeps changing.
Yes.
It's gone from like 10 to like 30 to what seemed like 100 to 30. And you're just like, I have no idea. Now this could be thousands. I actually have no clue. And none of the shots really show me just how many there are. I just keep seeing what seems like to be the same 20 to 30 orcs, whatever they like, aren't doing sweeping shots that don't really show you properly how many there are.
Well, I mean, we have Family Man Orc, who I'm invested in. Because he had probably the funniest line in this entire show. It was supposed to be serious, but it was funny.
That's what this whole episode, if I could sum this episode up, it would be, this was supposed to be serious. And, I will say there were times where I was cackling. I can't tell you how many times I said fuck off, particularly at the beginning. But yeah, there was a lot of laughter. Surprise twist in our little arc here is I felt bad for Celebrimbor. I actually felt bad for him. Not for the reason that the show wanted me to feel bad for Celebrimbor. Okay, I just really noticed how good of an actor the guy that's playing him is.
He's trying.
And
he's trying.
And I don't know if it's just because he's surrounded by almost no talent as far, like, I'm sorry, the guy they got for Sauron, who, like, he has like a 2 on charisma. I don't know, like,
Yeah.
how is this guy that's supposed to be, he's supposed to be Lucifer, essentially. Okay?
Yes.
Lucifer has like a 50 out of 20, okay, when it comes to charisma, because that's kind of his whole thing. He's a manipulator, a deceiver, as I like to say, you know? He's the good-looking guy that the bedtime stories don't tell you about that's evil, okay? Because all their bedtime stories tell you about these ugly, horrible monsters. But the good-looking guy, you never suspected him, especially when he's so nice on the surface. Like, he's the most dangerous of them all because you never see them coming. Yeah, it just seems like a genuinely good guy. It's the reason why, you know, if anyone's ever looked into Ted Bundy's trial and the way that all that went down, it's fascinating. It's a fascinating insight on the human psychology or the human psyche. But that's kind of the same thing, right? You have this like good-looking person who's charismatic that can pretty much get whatever they want because they're just so nice and just seem like such a good person, and that you'd never suspect they're this evil monster because they hide all of that inside. Whereas with the guy I'm playing Sauron, he's very mid-looking, which doesn't help. And he does not have any charisma.
Oh God,
he doesn't
no.
have any chemistry with any of the cast. He was just a very bad pick, and he can't express anything. He's always just like stone-faced.
Mm-hmm. Well, and to be fair to the actors, when you see performances that are all universally of this level, where it's everyone is talking so slowly to get their point across for meaning, that's a sign of the direction.
Well, why the hell did the guy that played Celebrimbor act?
Because he didn't have to because he didn't have to deliver any of the terrible dialogue in those moments. He was allowed to emote.
Oh, holy shit, you're right. He was just emoting. He didn't think.
He wasn't delivering the terrible dialogue.
That's when I noticed his talent. Oh, that's so funny. I didn't even realize that. That's why I noticed his talent, because he was allowed to just do the thing he's supposed to do, which is act without having to read something or
it's a crazy concept, but yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe these are all secretly amazing actors. Maybe. And we're just getting like the worst direction ever. I mean, we are getting really bad direction. The problem with bad direction is I can't tell if the actors are any good, but then you get like the moments we get with Celebrimbor, and it's just like, oh, wow. You need to go somewhere else, dude.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to take you, Disa, King, Durin, and Prince Durin, all of you, all 4 of you who can act, and I'm going to put you elsewhere. Go somewhere else, please. You're actually good. Go. The rest of y'all, I haven't figured out yet because I don't know if the director's just not allowing you to do anything. So all we have is your flowery bullshit dialogue. But like the elves are so horrifically written that it's like I actually don't know if the actors are any good.
Yeah.
I can't tell you. The only reason why Celebrimbor I noticed it's because again, he was allowed to not say anything and just act. amazing.
Yeah.
You don't actually have to say stuff all the time.
Yeah, sometimes less is more. How about that?
Yeah, I was like, wow, oh, holy hell. Dude, go away. But why are you here? Leave. Great picture.
Isn't it?
It's great.
We'll get to this.
Yes. All right. First of all, I would like to say storylines that are not happening right now.
No Harfoots.
No Harfoots, no Gandalf. Okay, I've actually totally forgotten they were in the show, which is funny. I have a tendency to just forget Harfoots exist.
Every time it cuts back to them, my initial reaction is, oh.
My initial reaction is like, oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's a thing. Oh god. No Numenor.
Also a plus. So
well, I don't know. I'm really hoping for this tidal wave. You know, I know I'm not getting it this season.
I highly doubt it's happening this season. Yeah.
I also just want to know what the fuck is going on now in Numenor, because I can't imagine being a citizen of Numenor. Like, just think of the average. So I want you to think about everything we've talked about this season.
So we
lost more.
Yeah, we lost several of our troops over in Middle Earth. They came back. The queen was blinded. There was a usurpation, and our army was then fired, and then the captain of the guard was then put on trial, and then the queen took his place in the trial and got spat out by a worm, and now we love her again.
Yeah, so I actually have no idea what's going on.
Okay.
Dude, I don't know who's in charge. I genuinely, I don't know if that was them saying she's now the queen. But I don't know if they're saying that she is the queen of just like the sea and not Numenor. Like, I have no idea what.
But the sea is always right. Trust in it.
No, okay, that's great. That's why we test people by seeing if they'll die via the sea.
Yeah.
I guess if you look by that method, I mean, hey, the sea didn't kill you. Cool.
And
I guess
giant kraken worm things will just spit you out if you're chosen by the Valar, I guess.
Literally cannot even remotely understand how that works. I just don't know.
I don't know.
So last season was more coherent, shockingly, when it came to Numenor.
Isn't that sad?
Which is a bizarre thing to say out loud, but it is, because I can understand, like, if I was an average citizen of Numenor, I could understand what was happening. I would still be like, okay, but why though? But I would understand what was going on, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea, if I was an average citizen of Numenor now, what the fuck's happening. I don't know who's in charge, okay? I don't know what rule's happening, okay? It seems that we're either under a religious rule or we're under, like, it seems like an atheist rule, like a secular rule, which is bizarre. I mean, like, what? First of all, why do we need another aqueduct? Secondly, like, why can't you just let them do their own thing? They're not in power anymore. Therefore, they're not a threat to you. They're just having a funeral and chilling. No, you don't need to, do anything. I don't understand these factions. I know what's supposed to happen according to the book, because Numenor fascinates me in the book. I'm a sucker for the hubris thing trope. I love a good super arrogant, and then they get their comeuppance. I love that. I absolutely vibe with it. Which, of course. So I love the story of Numenor because of that. It's just so satisfying. These two are cousins. I don't know if that's ever been said out loud.
I don't believe so.
Mirin and Farazan are cousins, and they're supposed to marry each other, and that's how Farazan's supposed to take control of everything. And I don't know if they're building up to in episode 8 that they're going to, like, basically unite Numenor by getting married. I have no idea. That's the only thing I got for them at the moment. I just don't know. I couldn't imagine being that. But they're not in this, so I have to wait either for 2 years or the next episode. I don't know.
Either way, with no Harfoots and with no Numenor.
Oh, and no humans. Just in general, no humans.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, the Southlander village. That's in the Numenorian village. Who the fuck cares? Honestly.
Yeah. So no Theo, no Southlanders, no Harfoots,
Isildur.
Well, he's in the Southlanders story.
I know.
So, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Is no Isildur, no Theo, no Numenorians, no Harfoots, no Gandalf.
So I think no Tom Bombadil. So I think all those things combined, this episode should automatically get a +1 bonus.
Yeah, but we have a shit ton of elves.
That is true.
But at this point, there's no storyline I'm like unironically somewhat interested in, because the dwarves have just gone so far off the deep end. I can't root for them anymore. I kind of want everything to get destroyed. I want Sauron to win, honestly. It's kind of what I'm hoping for at the end, you know?
Yeah, at this point, I want him to take over because he's the only one that seems somewhat competent, which is still saying something.
Okay. Yeah. You say that, but then do I have to say it? A mouse?
Yeah, why don't we get started then?
What an oversight. Holy shit. That's embarrassing.
I wasn't expecting that we would have a glitch in the Matrix in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, kind of embarrassing. Da, 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 la, 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 la. I'm skipping through the recap. Oh, we didn't get an intro.
No, they went right into it.
Which was bizarre, because you can do the intro. All right. Okay. So we're in a region, and, it's a nice day. It is nice. The sun is shining, the birds are singing, and we see just how fucking high up Celebrimbor is, which makes me go, wow, those doors of Moria were fun to bring up and take down, weren't they? Look how high up this motherfucker's on the 34th floor. Okay, what is this?
I would have loved it if the dwarves carrying the doors was its own subplot. We followed them the rest of the season.
They surf them down the stairs like a kid on a sled. Like, what an asshole move, Celebrimbor. Okay, like, you're not doing it on the mountain where it would have made sense. No, we're gonna do it on my 34th floor forge.
Yeah.
Also, hello everybody. Sorry, there's a lot to get to this episode.
There was so much dumb.
Yes. All right. So he's enjoying the fresh air and everything, and it's great. Oh, he's he's smithing the rings. Mm-hmm. Everything's good. Doesn't seem to give a shit that the Smiths aren't there. We never get a scene talking about that. That's great. Wonderful. Apparently he didn't need them. So why were they there? Like, you apparently don't need them there to make these 9 rings, which is the most you've made to this point. And he can do it all by himself.
Yeah.
What the fuck? So, he's making all the mithril, and it's great. He's making it. Oh boy, he's making them. And he's learned about alloys. He's learned he can melt the metal. I mean, he's making real progress.
But there's a huge problem with this later.
Yeah, just a small problem.
Yeah.
Then he makes the most dainty bands I've ever seen, which bizarrely turned into chonkers. Okay, big old chunker like class rings that you get in high school. Okay,
Yeah.
I don't know how these dandy little like it's on par with my wedding ring, and my wedding ring was dainty on purpose because I like how that looks. All right, it's like on par with that level of like daintiness, except I'm pretty sure mine's more sturdy. And
Well,
did
your wedding ring have like a glint of light when it was made? Like when they
I don't know, I wasn't there. It could have. I don't know.
I actually kind of chuckled a little bit when he aligned the band and like light shone from it. So like, okay.
As much as I think it's kind of a cool fan theory to have like the mithril was like a cimmeral that hit lightning or shit, that's cool. Like just as like a theory. But if you start getting into the logistics of it, it makes absolutely no sense at all.
No.
It's a cool theory. Does not work. I would actually say it would have worked better if it was the Arkenstone from the Hobbit movies. But then you couldn't say, oh, it's the lightning, and that's how it got engraved in the rock, and that the thing, and oh my goodness.
And the Cimmerils were in Morgath's crown. So how the hell did it get underneath the tree?
You know, he tripped and he kind of bonked his head on the tree, and one of them fell out. It wasn't well crafted. You know, Celebrimbor, the smith of the ages, who's only recently learned about alloy and melting metals.
Yeah,
has he's better. He didn't do that.
Maybe it's the one Baron stole. That's actually a decent theory, Rambam.
See, I'm still trying to. I haven't watched the. I haven't watched whatever. I haven't listened to the Silmarillion yet. I have. See, I have to have some good amount of focus on it because of like the names, so I'm gonna have to remember them. You know, and
and I will say it's not the easiest read.
I know. I've already tried doing it, and I had to stop because I couldn't focus on it 100%. So.
I'm currently re-listening to Return of the King, so I get a little palate cleanser.
No, I totally understand.
After this.
Oh, I got that. But he's a smith in a way, and then he notices, his hammer looks a little weird. Looks a little toasty. Looks a little strange.
And there's missing one of its gems or something.
Yeah, one of the gems is missing. Now, I'm assuming it's not supposed to be this dark brown color. I actually have no idea what I'm supposed to take from this scene, except maybe there are some gems missing, but I don't know. I don't know why the hell that matters.
Wait, did you mention Mr. Mouse?
No, I haven't gotten there yet. I'm still at the hammer. So we're looking at the hammer, and
I thought it was the mouse first, then the hammer.
No, because he gets down on his knees.
Oh, that's right, because he's looking for the gem.
Look for the gem, which
that's right.
Super glue hasn't been invented yet, so so he's looking for the gem. Which do you really need that gem to work that hammer?
Shoddy foreign hammers. They don't make them like that in elven countries anymore.
Yeah, I picked this up at a flea market in Southlands.
Always look for the Made in Aragion brand on your hammers.
That's how you know you're getting good quality.
Yes.
He's looking for it, and then he notices there's a mouse. He's like, "Oh, look, hi, mouse!" And I'm just like, "What the fuck is this mouse?"
I love the idea that he sees a mouse in the forge.
How the hell did you get up here, boy? Like, why is it up here? It wouldn't be up here.
Well, I'm fine with rodents getting everywhere because they can do that, but
I know, but why would it be up here?
See, well, my point is more along the lines of he sees a mouse running around his forge and he thinks nothing of it. So does that mean the elves are used to having vermin all over their workshop?
Have cats been invented yet in Middle Earth? Oh my goodness, the rat catcher. It's because Aegon killed all the rat catchers.
Oh my god.
That's why. Damn it, Aegon. It's all your fault.
So I love this. I love the idea that Celebrimbor, Lord of Eregion, just has to deal with vermin, and that's just the way of it. They're just so accustomed to it.
See, my thing is like I don't have an issue with it with mouse, like a mouse being around. I have an issue with why is it up here? Generally speaking, mice are going to be inside an area to look for food.
Yes.
Where there's food.
That's
okay,
why you'll
we
see
are
them in
so
kitchens and pantries.
We are laughably. Yeah, so why is it on like, and I say the 34th floor. I have no idea how high up we are. It just looks like it's about like at a mid-rise / like high-rise apartment.
Well,
level, right?
we get shots later of seeing like from the balcony of this tower. It's overlooking the entire city. Like you can see every aspect from it.
It's huge.
It's
is
way up there.
It is hundreds of feet in the air. Like hundreds. It is insane how high up that thing is. Like I'm gonna go and say it's a skyscraper.
And no stairs or no elevator. You have to walk it.
You gotta walk it. So fun. So yeah, he is insanely high off the ground. So my question is, why is the mouse up here? Why would it be up here?
When it should be like in the kitchens or
it should be in the kitchen, in the pantry. Yeah, there's no reason for it to come up here. The scent of food around the kitchen and pantry would be far more. Also, that mouse is gonna. Do you know how high up that thing? That is an insane climb for a mouse. To get what? His wine? Also, you want to talk about food, like, generally there's like an amount of time there's supposed to be between when the food leaves the kitchen and hits you, because you want it to be at that hot temperature. You don't want it to be too far away, right?
Yeah.
So there's like an appropriate amount of time, and if it goes over that, it's like the food's dying basically. And it's getting less and less hot, and it's by the time it gets to the customer, it's cold, So I have to wonder, this poor kitchen staff, does he go up or do they go up or does he come down?
And those servants have to like hike all the way up there. Like the Lord wants a refill on wine. God damn it. Just hike all the way down to the kitchen, pour some wine, hike all the way back.
Yeah. I don't know if this is the layout it's supposed to have. It's just like...
It's funny, though.
There's so many things that they just go up and we skip it over that, they skip over. Anyway.
And presumably, Celebrimbor also has like his chambers like near the top as well.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, because he had that little study area. Though I have no idea what this layout is. I just know the forge is up here. I don't know if he has an office technically up here. He has that balcony. I would imagine he has an office up here. I would imagine there would be like, it would kind of be laid out kind of like an office. You have your corner office for Celebrimbor, and then you have your other offices for, the other smiths, maybe like a locker room or some kind of washroom area, because they're going to get dirty, it's very poorly laid out.
Well, in fairness, the entire show is so poorly laid out. Like, I don't know, like, we get like some establishing shots of Eregion, but we don't really, but they're not composited in a way where you can understand the layout of the city. Think of we get a pretty clear understanding of the layout of Minas Tirith, right? You see the giant white castle, but it's right there in like right up against the mountain. So anyone that's attacking has to attack from that area.
Correct.
and then you see like the layers of the walls inside before you get to the main keep. So you understand how how the place is laid out and how the defenses of Minas Tirith would work. Just from the visuals, like it's not explained. You just see it, and your brain can comprehend what's happening.
Okay. So
I don't know what the layout of Aragion is.
It looks like they're surrounded by a river. Evil can't cross rivers. I wonder if they can be thrown across rivers.
And there's also and we also see a bridge. So I mean, which is what okay, that's what you want.
They have a moat. They got a moat. That's fine. Moats are fine for castles. I would have put it slightly further back against the castle, against the giant mountain thing. You know, so I have the mountain at my back. I have this river that's surrounding me, and it's big. So it's a pain in the ass for anybody to go across, right? They have to do long-range attacks, and generally speaking, long-range attacks in this era.
Don't worry, the orcs have long-range weaponry.
They do, but it's just because of that. It's not accurate. They're just throwing stuff and seeing what sticks.
They're not accurate until they are pinpoint accurate.
Don't get me started. All right. Anyway, so
we'll get there.
Celebrimbor notices the mouse, and then he looks in the reflection. He's like, "Oh my goodness, I'm almost wearing blackface," and that's a shock for anybody to look in the mirror.
And I will give them a little bit of credit. The quick little shot of how he is in reality in the mirror for this show, that's actually kind of subtle.
That was nice. Anytime they do anything even remotely kind of subtle, I'm kind of like, good job, show. Unfortunately, you know enough to do that, but not enough to do more of that.
Right.
Which most of the show should be subtle. Because it's a game of manipulation and subtleties. It's not freight trains going through a room. All right.
How can you say that though? Because every time Sauron says something, he turns away and has like a slightly evil smirk on his face. Clearly, he's being subtle.
No, he just says shit, and everyone around him they're just kind of like, okay, yeah, sure.
The level of stupidity from everyone involved is. It's infuriating. Everyone acts like idiots.
Yep. Oh. Anyway, so Sauron walks in. He's like, "Hey, you good? Do you need life alert?" And he looks back into the mirror, and he's fine. He's like, "Oh, the floor is hardly the place for the greatest of Ellen Smiths." And I'm like, anybody can. There's nothing wrong with sitting on the floor. Okay, he's dealing with grime and dirt all day. Like, I don't know. Like blacksmithing is not exactly the
no, it's a pretty grimy profession. Yeah,
so him sitting on the floor, I don't think is going to get him any more dirty than like if he was just standing here working. I'm just saying, and he's just like, nope, I'm everything's fine, and the hammer is missing one of those little gem things, and all of a sudden it's back, and he's just like, what the fuck? And I'm like, I don't know, that could have just been a shadow. It was shot in a little dark area,
Yeah.
It was like, oh, no, it's like, okay. No, I just got super distracted. No, Celebrimbor somehow has dementia and ADD at the same time. It's fine. I understand it.
Oh my God, my future.
Oh my goodness. He's just like, these past weeks, which then makes me go, has he been in here for weeks? That's the first thing I thought. I was like, weeks? This assault's been going on for weeks? I thought this was the next day.
Yeah.
Or the same night. What is happening? What do you mean weeks? And they do not clarify that in any way, shape, or form. I have no idea. That is like the only timeline we're given.
Does he mean weeks in that they've been working on this project for weeks, or as
the illusion maybe,
or he's been in, or has he been? Does Celebrimbor think the illusion's been going on for weeks? I don't know.
I think that would be the closer one. If I had to guess, which I have to because they don't tell me. But he says, in these past weeks, I felt such clarity, which he didn't last episode. He didn't feel that clarity last episode. So it'd have to be that he, it'd been weeks, which means that either he's been delusioned into thinking it's been weeks, which again, he's not I'm asking about his Elvin Smiths, he just doesn't care. Or it's literally been going on for weeks, this siege. And I don't know, because time is not a thing that can exist in this show, literally.
Time cannot exist in this world.
It literally can't. It is so... This show can't exist in a world where time flows as we know it in our known universe. It just can't. It absolutely cannot do it, because it wouldn't make any sense. Bizarre thing to say. So we're continuing on. It's like, I've been so focused. He got his ADD medicine. He's all good, and it's like, oh, when the world's chill, the ideas flow freely, and it's like, okay, it's like, my work is but to let them share the secrets of their song, the metal. And I'm like, dude, you didn't know about alloys. Shut up.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, the rings of power nearly complete. We got it. We got another mention. They've been mentioning it pretty much once per episode.
Yeah. I mean, he even says something like, 9 rings for mortal men.
He did. He does. Later in this episode, he does.
It's like, that. Oh my god.
Actually, not. Those were supposed to be froze anyway. And he says, what is another few days for something that will last forever? Which again, it's like, okay, well, I guess the only way I don't know if you literally mean a few days or you mean like a few days in this imaginary world you're currently in.
Right.
I really don't know. I have no idea how time is flowing. And he's working on them. He's doing it. I still think it's kind of sad that he ended up making these. But because I know what it took, I know what was said in order for him to make these, and none of it makes sense.
Yeah. I also still don't quite understand how everyone thinks Sauron is behind he wants the attack to happen, and everyone understands that he wants it, but I don't understand why Sauron wants the attack to happen. How does the siege on Aragion benefit Sauron getting the rings made? How does that work?
So, okay, my only theory is that he has blocked them off. He's blocked off the world so that Celebrimbor can focus in peace. So that could have been done without this attack happening. All right, so that doesn't really work.
Yeah.
He wants to do it because... So the other option is, maybe he wants to do it because he's trying to discredit Celebrimbor while also having him work for him. It's like, okay, well, I mean, you were kind of doing that without this attack happening anyway, I think that
it just seems like the siege happening puts the entire plan of getting the rings made at grave risk to you.
Oh, you mean the giant fireballs that keep flying through the air and somehow missing the biggest tower in the entire city conveniently?
I mean, as we see though, the forge is in perfect shape because surely the vision that Sauron is casting into Celebrimbor's mind couldn't account for damage that would be done, and so he'd just be walking in what he thinks is a perfectly clean forge, and he trips over some fallen pieces of debris. Right? I mean, that his powers can't accommodate that.
Yeah,
I
definitely not. Even though the forge, for the most, the building itself, I think is still intact.
Yeah.
It's just somehow interior wise knocked out. And I don't know. I'd aim for the biggest tower in the whole thing. Oh, the big skyscraper is where the head guy lives.
The orc commander's like, oh hell no, I'm not walking up that thing. Take it down.
Screw that, you know. But Celebrimbor.
They launch the attack, and the dwarves carrying the door like just make it out of the bottom of the tower. It's like, oh my god, finally.
Well, the first scene, so the scene where I start laughing was right after the talk with Sauron and Celebrimbor. Because Celebrimbor starting to get a little sus. He's a little suspicious. He's like, some things aren't adding up, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then we cut immediately. Huh?
The veil is slipping a little bit.
The veil is slipping. And we cut immediately to Sauron walking outside, and a giant fireball hits behind him. And it is just like, everything's fine. No, everything's fine. Everything. That's what the thumbnail is. It's like, everything's fine. Everything's great. And giant fireball. It is just pure, absolute chaos. I cackled. I cackled. Yeah. It was so perfectly timed.
And it's clear, like, they want these shots to be epic and dramatic, but they don't realize, no, it was just funny.
No, that was hilarious, man. So, and I'm trying to figure out where the hell is the forge tower? I thought the forge was on top of this giant tower that was in the middle of town, and I don't see it anywhere. So now I'm like, okay, is the forge down at the top? I thought the forge was at the top of this big tower, but then he's walking out, and I have no idea where he's walking out from. Because he's not walking out from the tower, but that's what you would assume, is he would walk out from the bottom of the tower, but he's not walking out from the bottom of the tower. He's just walking onto the top of this building, and I have no idea what the layout is. I am truly baffled over it.
Yeah, not a clue.
It is so poorly shot. So the orc flame, basically like Molotov cocktail rocks.
Yeah.
At the city. That's the best way I could describe it, because I don't know why there are rocks that are on fire. Those two things don't work without, like, there's no cloth around them. There's nothing, like, there's just rocks on fire in this catapult, and they fling it, and I just don't understand how that works. So I have to just think it's, just fire rocks. There's just fire rocks out there, And he has, it looks like he has like 12, and they are constantly flinging fireballs at this city. And honestly, this fight should be over at this point. If we based
on the sheer level of destruction that we see, it's like Aragion's, it's gone. It just is.
Yeah, there's no recovery from this. Okay, like there's like 12 fireball catapults. Okay, and they have been attacking from last episode, which was nighttime. They have been attacking from sometime when it was really, really dark outside to the fact that morning is now breaking over the horizon, which means this has been going on for hours. Apparently nobody's fighting back on the elf side, which is just funny. And yeah, Aragion's gone. Like, there's nothing to save here. Guys, we're going down.
What do you mean the elves aren't fighting back? We see like 5 of them on the walking the wall with a jeweler for some reason.
Yeah. And Adar, one of the orcs is like, it's time. And Adar's like, yeah, it is time. We're just like, okay, it's time for what? I don't know. What time is it? I'm very excited to hear. Oh, never mind. I don't get to hear. Sauron's walking around You know, people are still running around. So apparently people have been running around in this chaos since like 12 in the morning, since midnight until like 6 a.m. That's great. Guys, I would have left. I would have stopped running around the area that was getting bombed, okay? And I would have just left. I would have just, I would have crossed the river and kind of fucked off, honestly. I don't know. Also, I thought elves had water magic. Do they not have water magic? Is that just an Arwen thing in Lord of the Rings? Is that like royal bullshit?
It wasn't really it wasn't really elven magic. It was more she called upon the river spirits.
So I would do that. I would have done that. First thing I would have done is I would have been like,
Well,
hey.
they can't because obviously they know that there's a plan to dam the river.
Oh, yeah. I would have. The elves would have immediately gone, hey, river spirits, fuck these guys up. And yeah, the battle would have been over. Because we would have washed the orcs out to the sea. So I guess we're just ignoring that that's a thing. Just say, because I remember that scene with Arthur. I was just like, river, water, magic, good luck, buddy. You can't. It's like giant horses that are coming down and wash them away. I'm like, I would have done that with the orcs. That worked on the ring race. I'm pretty sure it can deal with low-level orcs. Okay.
I mean, in fairness, they weren't in the river itself.
Okay, then smack them back. You know what I mean? Like it's a moat. Just smack them back a little bit. Storm Scourge. There you go. All right, the elves are getting absolutely decimated. Kind of sad. And
is it?
Like it is sad, actually. It's sad on a wow. These guys took down Morgoth and Balrogs, and they are getting absolutely like wrecked by low-level orcs with fireballs.
Yeah.
This is sad.
Yeah,
This is first age elves. Okay, these are the most badass these are so badass. Like
it's like Superman being taken out by a pickpocket. Like, really?
Yeah, it's like think of Legolas, who is not a first age elf, okay, and how easily he handled the orcs. I mean, he was having a contest with Gimli because it was so easy for them to take him out. Okay. Right. So he's not a first age elf.
The orcs' benefit is the sheer numbers.
Yeah. I mean, there are armed people here. Yeah, it would have sucked, and they would have gone into, but I'm fairly certain most of the elves have some combat experience. So if they had to, they could fight. And that's kind of the thing at the moment, is that they had to fight. Now, I would have done the river thing first, okay? Kind of knocked them out, knocked them back about some time, and then I would have organized, I would have organized. Or I would have kept kept coming on the river spirits and just be like, just keep down. Okay, this was the wrong day to go to the beach. I keep getting knocked on my ass from the waves. We just need to go home. This was dumb. Like, great, this was dumb. So,
yeah.
The military commander is like, hey, I need orders before I can do anything. And I'm like, there's giant fireballs coming at you. You couldn't just order some archers and just be like, hey, fuck them up. Really? You have to wait till Celebrimbor says something?
Yeah.
Really?
And then also he wants the commander wants to, like, we need ground forces. So wait, that goes against the whole purpose of having walls. and having a bridge. Like the whole point
Yeah,
of those defenses is that it funnels them. So why
Yeah.
would you leave? Like, no, you also could use. I mean, traditionally, trebuchets were also used as defensive weapons too. You would launch things back
yeah. Like I would have
at
taken
the
half
enemy
the
forces.
Yeah, I would have taken half the forces and I would have flanked them.
Well, but no,
Stealth,
you don't want to engage ground forces when they haven't reached the city walls yet. That goes against the whole point of the city walls.
I mean, true, but they're also like very easily shooting over the city walls. Kind of like, I don't know. How about this? We evacuate first. First thing we do is we evacuate. There we go. All the people, all the artists and people who basically have no fighting experience, you go, you fuck off. Okay. All right. Now we have the army, and now we have people who are.
Would that include the directors?
Yes, everybody who can't fight, please leave. All right, now only the competent fighters, and we're gonna plan this, okay? Because surely there's a commander who can do it without being taken for the position.
You were breaking up a lot there.
I am. Boo. Am I better?
You're not. Now you're better.
I am better. You promise?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's what I get from leaning back away from my microphone. All right. So, first thing I do, I evacuate the city. Bye bye. All people who don't need to be here, go. All right. Now we're going to organize and we're going to figure out what the hell we're going to do. Probably would put archers on the walls. That would be my first thing. I would call up the water spirits to, help me out a little bit. Yeah. And I would send off some people, a couple people. Hey, go Gallon! We need some help, please. Elrond going and seeing Durin was not a bad idea.
I just want to know how the hell he got there.
I have no idea how far anything away is anymore. I just have to imagine it's like a 30-minute drive. Okay, I can't. There's nothing. Everyone gets everywhere so quickly.
But last time we saw Elrond, he had just made it to Linden.
I know, and all of a sudden he's at Khazad-dûm, and
he's just like. And also, if you remember, he was banished last season. Like, they made a whole point that he could never come back. So how the hell did he get in?
He said the secret password.
Oh.
He said rocks are cool, and that's how you get in.
He got to the doors of Durin and knew the password, and they were just like, I hope this thing works. So you want to try this out there, buddy?
No, I like to think the dwarves are still trying to get the doors over there.
That would be funnier.
So the commander of the military is just like, hey, well, what's Celebrimbor's orders? And Sauron's like, yeah, he's refusing a counterattack. And I'm just like, wow, that sounds like bullshit. Because why on earth would that happen? It wouldn't. Okay. Something's wrong there.
Yeah, and Sauron says, we will prepare the ground forces. So, and I'm like, so that means your forces would get funneled through the bridge on the narrow area? That's not good strategy at all. Yeah.
No, it's not. I love the commander's like, hey, every moment we're idle, elves are dying. And I'm like, whoa, what are you doing? Why are you sitting around with, scratching your ass? Let's do something. What is happening? So every second you've been sitting around doing fuck all, elves are dying. So, again, maybe evacuate the elves that aren't going to fight. Okay, so we can limit civilian casualties, you dumb fuck. Okay, and then maybe, just maybe, we launch a counterattack and we don't need anyone's permission to defend ourselves. What is this stupid ideology?
It's the patriarchy.
It is the patriarchy, in fact. It's a really shitty patriarchy. The city's in ruin. Gather your finest troops as opposed to your shittiest ones.
Yeah,
I'll say that.
All 5 of you.
That are still alive, apparently. You know, whatever her stupid name is, Mirandia, whatever. It's not going to matter anyway. He said, what are you telling them? What are you not telling them? Because apparently we have that kind of relationship now, Sauron. And Sauron's like, Celebrimbor's mind is gone, and she's not going to check on it. She's just going to assume he's right, which, good job.
Yeah, it's not like he's your mentor or anything.
No, it's not like you've known him for centuries or anything. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, and then she touches him. She's like, no. And someone's like, oh, we're alone. She touches him. She's like, not alone. And I'm like, girl, please. Like, I laughed. I was just like, girl, you're trying
there's already too much shipping. We can't do another one.
First of all, sweetheart, he's already compared you to another woman. Okay,
Yeah.
That's a red flag.
Yeah.
You know, the closest times he got to you, he was just like, he touched your hair and said it reminded him of someone else. That's a oof, girl, move on.
Yeah.
Like
you're a rebound at best.
At best, you're a rebound. I mean, it is sad. Okay, this is just very sad. Do you know what this gave me? This definitely gave me Martha vibes. Now, I love Martha and Doctor Who, okay? But the writers did her dirty. They made her the rebound companion, you know?
I remember when Doctor Who was worth watching.
Yeah. Yeah, and you were just kind of, you kind of just felt bad for her the whole time because you're just like, girl, he's taking you to all the places he took the other chick, you know, just like, there are some red flags that you are not seeing here. But then she got with Mickey and everything was better significantly because of that, because that was great. They got rejected by these two assholes.
Yeah.
And then they found somebody significantly better, and they made each other better. It's great. I love that. That was just a great. Doctor Who. Anyway, so Red is trying to move in on Sauron. Still doesn't understand that she has no shot in hell. You know, and he's just kind of not impressed with her at all. It's like, oh, you have proven your quality, Mirandia, or whatever her name is.
Yeah.
When the time comes, I will see to it that you are duly rewarded. And by God, does he. So
I mean, I've seen stories before. Obviously, when he said that, you know she's a goner. But dear God, I was not expecting how she went out.
Oh, I knew something was going to happen. I was just like, I just want to see what this is. It's going to be funny. Whatever it is, it's going to be hilarious. Because this stupid woman.
I mean, I had also texted you that there's a hilarious death.
Yeah, but that could be anybody.
I know.
Honestly.
Yeah, I didn't say who.
I know. It's just, it could have been anybody, and it probably would have been funny. Because there's no way anybody's having a good death in this show. It's like, oh, the siege engines, they've gone silent. And I'm like, okay.
You mean the politician that got stabbed in the back didn't have a good death?
No. So the siege engines have gone silent. I'm like, okay, siege engines is kind of saying those are engines is kind of a stretch. All right.
Yeah. They're trebuchets. They're not really engines.
Pulp, there's no engine. Also, like, do you understand what an engine is? What is an engine to you, Elf? I feel like that's completely different. So all they're doing is they're turning. They're turning and they're turning.
I thought they were going to take out the bridge when I saw them turning. Because you can see the bridge in the background.
I didn't know what the hell they were doing. See, this is what I would have done. I would have tried crossing that bridge if I was the orcs, because apparently we don't have a way to pull that sucker up. Kind of a slight design flaw or a moat. You're supposed to be able to remove somebody being able to cross it, or if you want, now, they wanted just to keep it out there because they assumed the orcs would, I don't know, cross the river.
Well, I mean, okay, so it wasn't a drawbridge, but
I know, but I would have had
bridge.
I would have either had some way to either not a drawbridge per se, but like maybe lower it or something. These are advanced elves. This is the Smith City, okay? Surely they've come up with some fucking mechanical shit, okay?
I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt that they had some defenses by the main door, by the main gate, but we don't really see it because the main gate is a complete non-factor in this battle.
Yeah, and the walls are kind of sad. So the big.
Well, that's debatable. We'll get to that.
I would have tried crossing the bridge first, though, just to see if I could.
Yeah.
I have like 2,000 orcs. I would have fucking tried walking across it. Why not? Yeah. Send that asshole. Send the one asshole out there. Send the newbie. All right, go ahead.
But they have families.
Well, see, here's the thing: is that eventually, over like
volunteer the ones that don't have families, and they can try it first.
Sure, over like the 6 to 8 hours we've been doing this battle, apparently, I would have figured that we would have seen the fact that the elves are not fighting back, so I would have crossed that bridge probably about an hour or two in, because the elves aren't fighting back.
Right.
There's no archers; they're not fighting back. Okay. That's what I would have done. But that's okay. So maybe check out the bridge. I had no idea what they were planning. Literally no clue. I had not the foggiest idea of what they were doing. And then we turned to the mountain, and I'm just like,
no.
What the fuck are we doing with it's like, oh, is there something up there? Do we have a dragon? That would be hilarious if we just had a dragon for no reason.
So when we were watching this, Becky said to me, "Oh no, are they doing a Mulan?"
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. No, I didn't even consider that. I went to dragon. I just went, oh, maybe they have a fucking dragon. Why? Because there has to be something here to justify this budget. Okay. Having a big fuck off dragon, maybe.
No, we're still waiting. I'm still waiting to see where the budget's going.
Yeah, we haven't figured that out yet. So we're in the mountain, and it's like, oh, Celebrimbor was more mistaken than we know. And I was like, huh? What do you mean? It's like, oh, prepare for a ground assault. It's like, what the fuck do you mean? Are we not at all prepared for anything happening ever? Like, there's no there's no archers, no military ready for a ground assault. There's a bridge there. There's a bridge that anybody could have crossed at any time, and we weren't prepared for a ground assault. What are we doing, guys?
Yeah,
what the hell is happening?
The whole point of having your city based around a river is that you can limit the points of access so that people have to go to those entrance points. That's the whole point for city defense.
It's a funnel. You do that I do it in Diablo. Okay. Hey, I want to use, I want to instead of this big open room, I'm gonna go inside, get the enemies to chase me out, and get them in this hallway so that I can focus all my power out this smaller area instead of having to deal with an entire room.
Yes,
right? And that down one after another
and that has been a strategy for centuries.
Yeah, it's just like it's basic.
You want to funnel the enemy to certain points. It's like that's just common sense.
I want to line them up so that I can just, knock them down like bowling pins.
I mean, there's a reason why, traditionally, castle walls have the barricades on the outside of the wall but completely clean on the interior part of the wall. So that way, in case the castle got breached and your forces retreat, you could still attack them from the other walls. It's like they understood this. People have been smart for a long time.
Yeah. Shocking.
Yeah.
Truly shocking revelation. And I don't think anybody was prepared for what happened. We have also, I want y'all to know, these catapults are filled with small rocks. When I say small rocks, it's about, I would say about the size.
They're
like
sizable bolts. They are
there's
sizable boulders.
like a human torso. Okay, these
Most
are not
of them
super big rocks. But I say small, I mean in comparison for what they're doing. Now, if you're talking about a boulder, what they are doing would make slightly more sense. But you're talking about torso-sized rocks, which are not going to do a whole lot. If you fling them at a mountain, they might knock some of the stuff that's, kind of iffy, it's not super grounded into the mountain over, right? Like, some stuff, right? They're not going to knock an entire, chunk of the cliffside off.
But why would you bring up cliff sides? Why would you bring that up?
I'm just saying, in theory, I wouldn't be launching torso-sized rocks at a cliffside to knock down an entire chunk of it.
That does seem like a very far-fetched plan.
Yeah, and they're very small. They zoom out and you can see how small the rocks are compared to the mountain itself. Okay.
Yeah.
Not laughably. You're throwing pebbles.
Yeah.
At like a brick wall. Okay, good luck at getting anything to happen. It hits some stuff. It's gonna knock down some of the more fracture stuff if the fragile stuff, especially at the top. And there's this one
but Eris, hold on. But Eris, were they shooting the rocks at the mountain that was directly behind Aragion so that it would cause even more, so it would cause like an avalanche onto the city and cause even more devastation that way? Is that what they were doing?
No, because we zoom out and we zoom back. We're in the mountain point. So we have mountain POV. And we see how fucking far away this mountain is from Aragon. And we see how big this river is. And we're like, holy shit, this thing's way bigger than I thought it was. And then we see how far away they're flinging these stupid little rocks at this thing. And I'm just sitting
miles.
There like, you're talking miles away, okay? I could probably, just saying, go to my grocery store and back, and it would be a shorter distance than how they're flinging these rocks at this mountain.
Yeah, is there any way you could get a screen grab of it so we can show people? Because it is insane how far these rocks are going.
So hold on.
Yeah, we don't have to don't play the video because it's Amazon. They're ruthless.
I know.
But we should be safe with a screen grab.
Yeah, hold on a second. Let me.
You gotta also flip it too.
Give me a second.
Mm-hmm. It's
really
crazy.
It's not gonna. Okay, so now I gotta bring up Prime Video. That's annoying. When I screenshotted it, it made it black.
Oh yeah, mine does that too. You tried it on your phone?
Yeah.
Yeah, mine did the same thing. Yeah, because the picture that I texted you, I originally did a screen grab of it on my phone, and it was just black.
That's really douchey.
And it's like, really, guys?
All right.
But Amazon lets you screen record, though. It's like, okay.
Good for them.
It's like, okay, I can steal your footage out in other ways that you allow for.
Hold on a second. All right. Okay. Come on, you silly thing. Come on. Okay. All right. I'm going to screenshot you really quick. Really? You're not going to let me? Oh my god, it didn't let me screenshot it either on my computer.
What about Photoshop?
It's literally not letting me. Oh my good lord.
Really?
Yes. Okay.
All right.
Hold on. Yeah, but I can take a picture of it with my phone. And then
Go old
edit it.
school.
So this is not going to be a crisp picture in any way, shape, or form, but you know,
Chris, I don't know how Amazon can prevent you from screen grabbing. I really don't.
yeah, it's all like dark gray. So, hold on a second. All right, we're going to do this. Okay. All right. This was fun.
I'm sorry. I didn't think it would take this long. I'm sorry.
All right. Hold on. Just to give you an idea.
Yeah. Yeah. So like they are on the other side of that bridge. That's where their forces are. This
is where the orcs are. Okay, hold on. Can I draw? I'm gonna draw.
Yeah, you should be able to
draw. You're not gonna let me draw? There we go. Okay. This Oh, that is not correct. Give me I just want to draw. No, we're not gonna. Oh my goodness, that is all kinds of wrong. What the hell is happening?
What? Oh my god! What?
What the hell was that? I just want to draw.
I mean, surely there should be a marker tool, right?
There is. It's grayed out.
What?
Guys, I just want to color. Okay, finally. We figured it out, kind of, sort of. It's really dumb. No, I don't want to convert it to a PNG. Okay, here we go. All right. Just to give you an idea.
Yes, that's where
the
that,
orcs are.
that's where that little beach is that the orcs are attacking Eregion from. They are launching trebuchets at the mountain way over here.
You see these rocks? These are the rocks, by the way.
Yep.
This is a Eregion, which seems to have quadrupled in size somehow. This is the river.
Yeah.
Okay. This
Yeah.
is this is river. That's how long that river is. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know? This little rock
wide, not long.
here. Whatever. This is oh my goodness. This is the stupidest this is the stupidest tool. Whatever. This thing. This thing.
That
Do you see how
one
this is
little.
grayed out? Do you see
Yeah.
how that's grayed out?
Why?
I don't know. This little rock is very important. here.
Does Photoshop need to update or something?
No, this is the little photo, like you open the photo kind of thing. But I used to be able just to scribble on it.
Yeah.
So
Anyway, yeah, that one little rock in the corner there is holding up this entire mountainside. And those trebuchets have pinpoint accuracy.
So I want y'all all to remember this is very long, okay? Very long. This is like how long it is, okay? It's very, very long river here.
Wide.
Width, wide, whatever. It's also long, but it's also wide. It's a very wide river. No orc has attempted to cross this.
Because it's a wide river. Yeah.
Because it's, it's a wide river. They've never crossed a bridge because why bother? Eregion somehow looks more put together than it did a while ago, but that's fine, I guess. And yeah, so they're firing from here all the way here.
So my question, so my point is, you were talking about Eregion's walls being shit. Well, if the trebuchets are able to fire this far, I think those walls are amazing that they can hold up to this.
So this wall is like this is the wall, okay? What is happening? This is the wall. This wall, okay, is very short compared to this.
Yeah.
This.
Yeah, the wall is much smaller than the mountain.
This and this. And also, just keep in mind how wide this is, and probably how deep.
It looks like it's a big river.
It's like the Mississippi. Okay, it's a big chunker. Okay.
So having one bridge, that is a strategic thing to have.
Yeah, and from the scale of the city too. So, that's huge. You ain't getting. Yeah, I would have tried the bridge here personally.
Those walls are amazing. Trump would be proud. So yeah.
Yeah. That's like it's huge, dude. This sucker is huge. It's like the Amazon because it's the
I get it.
Nice. All right. Anyway,
that's a good joke. That's a good joke, Ram Bam.
Anyway, so
either way, those trebuchets are flinging them miles.
Yeah, so logically what happens is the trebuchets throw these rocks at the mountain. Half the mountain falls down into the river, and then the river is now accessible.
Well, it dams the river. Like the rocks fall in such a perfect way, it dams it.
Yeah, which means they can't go over it. So it's basically created a bridge. Because if water can get over the rock, so if you splash some of those rocks in and they just sink to the bottom and they don't do anything, there's still water going above it. So you have to get enough rocks to battle how deep it is. Well, and how wide it is. So you need a mountain worth of rocks to it wasn't meant to be a joke. Well, it was a great unintentional. So you need to battle the depth of the river and the width of the river in order to create a dam, which essentially you're just creating a really complicated bridge. Because you got to cover it all the way deep and you got to cover it all the way across.
And water doesn't just go, oh, well, this is dammed now. Guess we'll just stay here. No.
No, it fights.
Water is ruthless.
It will go around.
It will. Water will always find water always goes the path of least resistance, and
which would have been around into a radion, basically, is what it would have done.
Or it would just overflow, in which case the river's back.
That's what I'm saying. Is you have to take consideration into how deep you're to make all of like how deep the rock stack is going to have to be, which nobody took into consideration. So yeah, the rocks fall down, and everyone's just standing there, mouth agape. They're damming the river. I don't know how the fuck you came to that conclusion. I would have thought they just missed. Oh, and somehow that white-ass river has become about a fifth of the size it was.
It's significantly smaller. And we'll just ignore the fact that, okay, you dammed the river. And let's say they even, had channels ready to go that, so the water had some place to go, so there's no chance of the water of the dam getting overflowing or anything like that. Let's take that into consideration. That's not how any of it works, but okay. The river dried up almost immediately, whereas that would take weeks before it would be dry enough that you could wheel siege equipment across it.
So, not just that, but hey guys, I don't know if y'all noticed, that mountain is like on the other side of where you currently are. That bridge that y'all have all been ignoring is right in front of you. I would have taken the bridge personally, and then maybe had some other people that go on the other side, and work it from that angle. Have different troops in different locations.
Yeah.
That would have taken them a long time to get over there, because considering how big this area is, it would have taken them like an hour to move all their shit.
But nope, they're right on top of it.
Yeah. So anyway, they just teleport inside. So, yep. So mountain goes down. It's embarrassing for everybody involved. I don't know how the fuck those smallest rocks caused an avalanche. But yeah, yep.
Big enough to dam a river. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Arendir is suddenly here. What the shit? What is going on, bud? You are a shit stepdad.
And we don't know what's going on with Arendir because he doesn't do anything here at this moment. We just see him.
Nope. He's just there, and I'm like, oh, look, all of our elves are together. How exciting. And honestly, I don't even know where Arendir's from. I don't know what elvish kingdom he's from. I have no idea what's happening. So then we cut back to Celebrimbor, and he has made insane progress over the last 20 minutes on these rings. Holy shit. To be fair, the one he's holding in his hand is probably the best one he's done, because he actually polished the stone, which is a weird, bizarre concept that we haven't considered yet.
Yeah.
And something's not right. So he marks on his candle a point that it could drip down, and I'm just like, okay.
Well, he sees the mouse again, and he
I missed that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. He sees the mouse again, and it does the exact same movement, I guess. And so he thinks something suspicious, so he takes a mark and puts a little thing on his candle.
Yep. So now we're in Khazad-dûm. Holy shit! All right.
Yay.
There's a message from an elf. And King Durin's like, they're more desperate than I thought. And I'm like, yeah, there's a war being fought at apparently your doorstep because of how close you two are from how close Doom is from,
It's just within walking distance, so yeah.
It's a 30-minute walk, it's fine. It's like, oh, I need the mine taken back now. And I went,
it's like, there's only two people.
You have an entire city of humans, an entire city of dwarves, an entire fucking city, and you're gonna let these two assholes do what? Mm-hmm. Just arrest them. I don't know. What is it like?
But sire, they got bats.
They have axes and bats, apparently.
Like, just arrest them.
What the fuck? Just arrest them. How about this? Let them stay there. How about we do this? Guys, let's be smart for 2 seconds.
Is that really the only access to the mine?
No, just let them stay there. Just put guards out. Let them stay there. They have kids. Have the kids go to King Durin. All right? In fairness,
I forgot about the children, but so did the show.
Yep, so did the show. So they have like 3 kids, okay? 2 or 3 kids, I can't remember, just say, hey, whenever you want to come out and, eat or, drink something or see your kids, you can, but you have to put down your axe and you're forbidden from ever going back there. And just wait them out because you have all the advantage.
Yeah.
You have all the advantage. You just have to wait like a day. And they don't do that. So,
They could have, since Durin and Disa are basically pulling a Chaz, just wait them out.
Literally, that's all you have to do. You have all the resources. They have nothing. Just wait them out.
I don't see them. They're not growing crops or anything.
Yeah. But,
unless they start eating the bats.
Yeah, right? It's like, King Durin's like, we have to dig, though. We have to. It's like, yeah. Just make them wait.
I almost expected King Durin to say, we have to dig. We have to dig greedily and too deep.
So we have to dig too deep, rather greedily and greedishly dig a deep and, oh yes. And so, Narvi rolls up in there with his crew and he's like,
he menacingly takes his axe down, like he's ready to use it.
And then they put down the arms. We're like, we're joining you, and I'm just like, guys,
why did you do that then? Why did you hold your axe menacingly if you were going to join them?
They did it for us, and that's annoying. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, the ring has taken the king's heart. I will not let it take this mountain. And I'm like, guys, we have bigger problems to deal with. Something else has already taken this mountain, quite frankly. So, we have to get it off of him. And I'm just like, good fucking luck, buddy. He's also informed that, hey, there's an elf outside. I'm like, oh, well, I fucking wonder who that could be.
Oh, it's the elf that was banished.
Banished from all dwarven lands. It's like, okay, let him in. And, we have a reunion between Elrond and Durin, which, holy shit, I didn't realize that once again, Elrond has just fucked off of Durin's life.
He was in Lindon last time we saw him, and now he's just suddenly in Khazad-dûm. Like, oh, okay. You don't know this. You don't know the state of Eregion, so why did you think to go there first?
No, all he knows is Galadriel was captured, and that's all we know by orcs. That's it. That's all we have. We don't have fucking anything else. So they're like, "Oh, look, friend," and I'm like, "Oh my god, I don't care." And they go, "Oh well, how much shit has happened to you? And how much shit has happened to you?" And I'm like, both a lot and nothing at all. It's kind of weird. Honestly.
Yeah. But that's this show.
Yeah. And Durin's like, oh, I'm about to overthrow my dad. And I'm like, I thought you was just trying to get the ring off his hand.
Yeah, but now, he's now talking about outright mutiny.
That's like that's not what I thought this was. I thought you were just taking the ring off his hand, and you probably have to chop a finger off in order to do it, kind of thing. And it's just like, I don't know, like, overthrow your dad. That's a different thing. Barry.
I thought, hold on. Because I thought you only chop off fingers if it's incredibly stupid for you to do that.
Maybe, actually, I don't know.
We'll get there.
You think the dwarves would be feasting on mushrooms? You would think that they would have like an entire recipe book of mushrooms.
Yeah.
Mushroom bread, mushroom soup, mushroom stew. You got all kinds of mushrooms. You can make mushroom ramen. You can make all kinds. Dude, there are so many different types of mushrooms. So many different types. The amount of shit you can do with mushrooms is insane.
And something else that you could do, which would actually kind of be interesting, you could have them growing like normal vegetable, like root-bearing vegetables, right? Like carrots or beets and rutabagas. Have them like growing that above them. They're at the surface, and then they can pluck them from the dirt. That'd be kind of cool. That'd be unique.
That would be cool. That would be cool. Because it would be cool, it doesn't belong in this show. So, we see Elrond. He's in his armor, which almost looks good. Almost. And then you keep looking at it, and you're like, no, it doesn't.
No. But the helmets look awful. The elven helmets look terrible.
The armor looked, I was like, that almost looks good. And then he got into like actual sunlight and not like, in a dark cave. And I was like, actually it looks like shit. Bummer, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like it's made out of foam. It doesn't look like metal at all.
Nope. So. Elrond's like, okay, fuck.
We're facing extinction, blah, blah, blah. It's like, again?
La, 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 and we're about to all die. Apparently, we have one beat with the elves. And then all of a sudden, we're back in a region. Fuck me. Okay, so we're in a region. The river is like powdery, dry. It's dirt. It's weird.
Yeah. Yeah, even though this huge river was just flowing over it, now it's dry enough that you can walk across it and you can move your siege equipment over the riverbed. Like, yeah, because that's how that works.
Yep. And we have finally realized as elves that we have archers. What the fuck? Okay.
And none of them aim for the incredibly slow-moving siege weapons. They just like shoot randomly.
So, just me, maybe, I would have aimed for the people that are going to do more damage first.
Yeah.
Because they kind of gotta, like, those orcs, I mean, they're kind of just running at a wall, okay? I don't really need to deal with them at the moment. I would go for their archers. I would go for their people engineering their siege weapons. I'd also go for their commander. Because our Adar doesn't understand what a general's supposed to do in this circumstance, which he's not supposed to be on the front lines. Okay.
No.
So anyway, so we have useless elves firing uselessly. And I would have sent a team to start, removing some of the rocks because it wouldn't take much. Quite frankly, I also would have called upon the river spirits at this time and been like, "Hey, can you go around this, maybe?" And they would have been like, "Oh yeah,
no, it's a dam. Sorry,
Sure.
it's a mountain dam. We can't do anything about that."
There's an invisible wall here, it's a visible wall, like in video games.
Yeah.
You can't go, It's mildly inconvenient for the player to climb over it, so we put an invisible wall there. It's just, it's fine. It's fine. Yep. So we're just wasting arrows, quite frankly. And then one of the elves gets shot, and it's like, yeah, they also have archers. Maybe we should have aimed for them. And then Merendia is just standing there doing nothing. What the fuck are you doing here? I would leave if I were you.
Well, I mean, why wouldn't you have a jeweler on the wall, on the defensive walls?
Yeah, I
mean,
want my secretary there. That's fine.
Yeah.
You know? So she's just standing. You know.
She, there's a reason she's on the wall. It has
There is.
nothing to. It has nothing to do with the defense of the city.
No, it doesn't. And they say, oh, they have a Ravager. And it's like, what the fuck's a Ravager?
It's, as far as I can tell, it is a made-up siege weapon because I've never seen anything like this because it's retarded.
Yeah, that's why I was like, what the fuck is this Ravager thing? It's a cool name, you know? Oh, shit, I don't have time to think about that. Because we're back inside Calibrimbor's forge because, holy shit, I'm being flung everywhere. I'm getting whiplash. Calibrimbor is just, like, sitting on the steps, and he's like, wait for it. Sauron's like, what the fuck? And, you know, then he's like, look, the mouse, it's doing the mouse things. And Sauron's like, okay.
It's doing the exact same motion. It's repetitive.
Yeah. And he's like, oh, it's repetitive. And he's just like, okay. Which, you know, I can't really blame him for not giving a shit.
Yeah, it's a mouse.
Budget, you know. It's like, oh, the mouse is doing the thingy thing. And, oh, see, it's a cycle. You know, it's repeating itself at inroads throughout the day. Which, you know, oh, there's more. This fucking embers.
Yeah, he doesn't complete that sentence when he mentioned the embers in the fireplace. And I'm like, what? Fireplaces have embers, and you moved some embers. What's the issue here?
No idea what's happening over there, but guess what? The candle hasn't gone down. Oh, shit. It's like, oh, that's weird. And, you know, he's like, oh, you sought peace. It's all your fault. And he's like, I gave it to you. And
victim blaming. How dare you, Sauron?
Yeah, he's like, this ain't a gift. What do you mean? He's just like, he looks betrayed. He's starting to act. God bless him. And, you know,
he's trying.
It's like, you welcomed my instruction. You practically begged for it. And Sauron's trying to act too, and it's just kind of adorable. You're just like, oh my goodness. It's like, oh, a mouse scurries by and you fly into pieces. I'm like, I mean,
yep.
Like, oh, what have you done to me? I was like, he's made you an idiot, Calibrimbor.
Yeah.
I can't believe this is the first. A mouse made you realize that you should be suspicious of him. Like, no emissary of the Valar would do this. Like, do what exactly? What exactly are you accusing him of at the moment?
I mean, Nothing. He is right. I mean, he is right. An emissary of the Valar wouldn't do that to people.
I mean, honestly, how would he know?
Well, yeah, there's that too.
So anyway,
so he gets angered. He throws the hammer and it breaks a window, and he suddenly hears the siege happening outside because apparently stained glass windows can break through, are soundproof apparently.
Yeah. And it's like, oh my god, elves are screaming, explosions are happening. It's like, holy shit, everything's on fire. They're like, yeah.
And the veil is lifted, and again, he's trying. Like you.
Yeah. Like, I'm like really acting here. Like actually acting. I'm impressed, you know? Like, holy shit.
Well, because like I said, he's not doing any dialogue.
No. And you can see how distraught he is. His entire world is crashing down, both metaphorically and literally in this sense. And, you know, he is like, he is like crushed and it is great, actually. The part where he's just emoting, probably the best scene in the entire show.
I'd still give it to someone's death scene later. Is the best scene of the show.
No. I mean, if I'm doing like an objective thing, it's like him emoting and all that was actually really good.
It's up there. It might be up there. I'd have to think it through, but it could be up there. Yeah.
Well, because I'm just watching somebody like act good.
Yeah.
I'm not having to deal with all the other consequences of it because we're just showing him being distraught over, oh my gosh, I've been, deceived and everything around. It's like my entire world is shattered, Like, okay, all right. He portrayed that really well. And then he turns back and he sees his forge is in ruin. And I have to go, how the fuck have you been walking around here? I mean, there is stone everywhere. There is,
Yeah.
and he's crying. And he's actually like crying. And I'm like, holy shit, dude.
And like one of like the support pillars has like fallen over, and I'm like, what if he was like in his vision? He's just standing there working on the rings, and that pillar just fell on him and he couldn't do anything about it because he couldn't react. Like, this is just like, no.
Yep. And then we get to the goopy scene.
Oh, well, hold on.
What?
Because
what?
It was something I noticed because he mentioned the embers, and when he goes back inside, the fireplace looks exactly the same. So what was his point about the embers? I don't get it.
I have no idea. But he knocks over the rest of the mithril, and it's just some black goopy goop. And it's like, oh no, it's black goopy goop. He's like, what the fuck? It's like, what the hell is this? And Sauron's like, well, shit requires sacrifices, yo. And holds up his hand, which is covered in black goo. And I'm like, this is what, see how slowly this thing has been, like, it's never going to heal. Sauron, why'd you do that?
But then,
you are he. And I'm like, no. Stop.
You are he who shall not be named.
Yeah. And I was like, holy shit, you did it. Celebrate, you realized.
Oh my. You finally figured it out. Yeah. Which none of this would have happened if Galadriel had simply told you the truth when she...
Dude, when she shows up, I said the same thing. They were talking. I said it. So we'll get to that.
Yeah.
But Celebrimbor then proceeds to go all the way down from his forge.
Well, hold on. So he reveals that the thing of mithril that he gave him at the end of last episode was actually a vial of Sauron's blood. So he was mixing Sauron's blood into the rings. So apparently the 9 rings of power for men didn't require any mithril at all.
Yeah, what are they made of? I have no idea. What the fuck are they made of? No clue. Evil bullshit.
I thought they needed the mithril as the enchantment thing needed to make them special. But apparently not.
I have no idea, Josh. I just don't fucking know. Okay?
I mean, I'll buy Sauron putting some of his blood into the mixture to, in order to corrupt them. I'm okay with that. But these rings, he didn't have any mithril. So what makes them special then? I don't know.
No clue. Not my problem. That's a different problem for another time. But Celebrimbor has decided to go all the way down from his forge to the bottom floor. Which, holy shit, that took a while.
He's getting his steps in.
Yep. And he's looking around, and the entire square is in pure fucking chaos. There's dead elves everywhere. And then a fucking fireball lands right next to him, and he gets flung off.
At least the dog's okay.
Yes. But of course. So he's not having a good time.
Yeah.
But yeah, apparently they have dogs. Great.
Like, okay, we have elven dogs. All right.
Yep. And he starts running around. He's in pure panic. To be fair, I can't blame him for being in pure, just sheer panic. He is just like, it's like waking up from like the deepest nap you've ever like taken, and you have no idea what day it is.
Yes.
Except on steroids, and he is just trying to run around, trying to figure out what the hell's happening.
It's like the dad in Mary Poppins, like, what's all this? What's all this?
Yes. So he sees the Mirandia and is just like, hey, what the fuck? And oh my god, you're alive. And by the way, the Anna, whatever his name is,
Anatar
is a Sauron, and there was a mouse, and my candle wouldn't go down, and like
he is like, they couldn't have had him try to explain what's been going on with him in any other way than him doing it in a way that made him sound crazy. Like, really?
He scatterbrain and info dumped, and it wasn't a good time to do that.
Yeah. And also from her perspective, here's her mentor, who she has apparently known for centuries. He comes down from the tower after who knows how long, looking disheveled, looking like he has blood all over him.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, my mind's been deceived. Anatar is Sauron. Wouldn't you at least listen?
No.
Oh.
But also, by the way, Chris, no, apparently Sauron's blood was the mithril. There was no mithril.
Yes, the vial of mithril that Sauron gives Celebrimbor at the end of last episode was actually a vial of his blood.
Yeah, so none of that makes any sense.
So the 9 rings of power for men don't have any mithril in them. So I don't know what makes them special.
No, literally, like he spills the thing, and it's like a bunch of like black ink just spills out everywhere, where like the mithril was, and he was just like, "What the hell is this?" And he's like, "There were some sacrifices that were needed to be made," and he holds up his hand, and his hand is bleeding black. So the only thing I have to conclude, like the only conclusion I have, is that there was no mithril, that he only used his blood, which means
because they flat out made it a point in the last episode that Celebrimbor had run out of mithril.
Yes, except for all the stuff that was on the ground that he could have melted.
Yeah.
I'm getting a headache. It's all right, Chris. We are 20 minutes in. Anyway.
Oh, God.
We are 20 minutes in. All right.
We're 20 minutes into an episode that's 74 minutes long.
I am moving us along. We are speeding up a little bit, okay? So.
But we have to talk about this scene, though.
I know. So they have these giant nail things that they're basically just nailing into the fucking stone.
The orcs. Okay. The orcs are with their Ravager.
Which is stupid.
And it looks like they nail these spikes into the wall, and it looks like they're on almost like a reverse crossbow, so that it then pulls at the wall and like rips chunks out of it. I guess that's how it's supposed to work.
Sure, we're just gonna fire a crossbow across Middle Earth and hope it doesn't fucking do anything bad. All right, and it's gonna take this wall with it.
No.
It's in reality.
No. It's not firing a crossbow, but the spikes are attached to chains, and they're like on like bent pieces of wood, like on a crossbow. It doesn't fire anything.
Like a crossbow. It literally looks like they're pointing a crossbow in the wrong direction. And they put nails on it.
Yes, but it's not firing anything away from them.
I know, but that's what I thought when I saw it. I thought that's what it was doing, and I did not understand. I was just like, "What is this? What?" Fred, you pointed it the wrong way. No.
When I first saw it, I thought it's obviously it's some sort of battering ram, because that's like one of the oldest siege weapons in existence.
Yeah.
But no, it's designed to rip out chunks of the wall and have like pieces of stone fall back on you and the equipment.
But,
Oh, hey, Adega.
guess what? Hello. Guess who's back? Sauron is back.
Yay!
Celebrimbor's like, sees him, he's Sauron. And everyone's like, no, he's not. And I'm like, how the fuck would y'all know? You have no idea what's happening, okay? He's been lying to you all this time. And he's just like, Miranda, who is a total fucking Twitch simp. All right, she is the Twitch mod to Sauron's hot tub streamer. Okay, that is Miranda. All right, she is useless at all times. She will never get what she wants. All right.
Stellar Miranda.
Yes. It's like, oh, he's been
Too soon?
You've been in your yes, always too soon. All right, what rip. Okay. Well, it's like, oh, well, you've been in your tower. He's been helping us fight, and I'm like, yeah, but like you kind of just let the city get destroyed, elf army, okay? You just kind of let it happen. You didn't evacuate anyone. You didn't even, try to, fight back. Nothing. We just, nothing.
Yeah.
And, of course, he's like, oh, no, of course not. He's cut him open. Oh, you'll see that I'm right. And I'm like, Caleb's honey.
And if only you hadn't let him in, none of this would have happened.
Holy shit. You know what I just realized? That blood is from when he performed the spell to make Celebrimbor think everything was okay. So this has to have been the same night. We're less than 24 hours into this battle. What did he mean by a few weeks?
The only thing I can think of is what they were referring to, how much time Sauron was working with Celebrimbor.
It can't be that. It
I
literally
know.
can't be that. It has to be that that Celebrimbor is under the impression that it's been a few weeks, but it hasn't been.
No, I mean, in total, from when Sauron arrived in Eregion to now, it's only been a few weeks. That's the only thing I can think of.
I know, but I don't think that could possibly be it.
I know. I know.
Okay. All right, so none of that. Okay, so I'm just ignoring it because it doesn't make any sense. All right, so anyway, it's like, oh look, his blood is black, and he shows him the blood, and of course he's doing an illusion. You dumb fuck, Celebrimbor.
When he said show them his blood, it bleeds black. His blood is black as pitch, or whatever it is, or whatever he said. I honestly went, have you forgotten he can cast illusions and change how people perceive things?
Apparently.
Which, he was doing to you until just 5 minutes ago?
Yeah, and Celebrimbor's brain cannot comprehend that. So he just is gasping and whimpering and just confused. And Miranda's like, come here, come on.
Come on, Grandma. Let's take you back to bed.
Let's get you back to bed. All right, we'll get you some tea and some biscuits. Okay, it's gonna be fine. And she's like, he's like, get your hands off of me. And then Sauron uses his magic for when Celebrimbor was trying to break free of her handhold. That he ends up flinging her over the wall.
Which had a convenient one little bit of impact so that the safety barrier protection for the archers on that section of the wall was just perfectly gone so that she could just fall right off.
Yep, so she gets flung off and she hits the ground. It's like, oh shit, rip.
And it was it's more than that. It happens so fast.
Oh, yeah, it happens in 5 seconds. So she gets flung off the wall. She falls to the ground. She hits the ground, somehow falls on her back, lands on her stomach, gets rolled over. She right between two orcs, and two orcs just go to ham.
And I just love the orc and just kind of oh, well, waste not, want not.
Well, that's a freebie. All right, it just starts
the orc. The orc turns to the other ones that's one for me.
And I'm just like, well, you did get what you got. Sauron did give you the anyway, moving on.
I
Laugh.
was howling with laughter when I
I
saw
laughed
this.
so hard. Yeah, I laughed so hard.
I actually had to pause the episode because I was laughing so much.
I thought that was the funniest thing. Yeah.
It was perfect.
That was
Like
great.
the way she fell, the way it showed like the overhead shot of her falling to the ground and then cutting away right before she face planted. It's like they couldn't have edited it in any way that couldn't have made it funnier. It was like perfect comedy shots.
It was great.
It was
absolutely great.
and they clearly want it to be dramatic.
They did.
That's what makes it even funnier.
They did, but guess who doesn't care? I don't, because we're moving on. And Sauron decides to threaten Celebrimbor right in front of everybody, which
and none of the other elves hear this.
Nobody cares, but guess what? Who doesn't care? Me again, because Elrond is here. How great is this?
Yay!
With horses. Apparently, the elves have found their horses because we haven't seen.
God.
We haven't seen them on horses. They found them. Look, they were just kind of fucking off. Look, we did it. They're here,
and I
there's
the
a lot of horses.
The editing for the horses was terrible.
I'm fairly certain there's like 12 of them, and they've just copied and pasted them over
Yes.
and over.
Yes.
Because I'm like, if I zoomed in, I'm sure I would be able to see it better, but I just don't care. So, instead of
because this was a news story that happened during the filming. Some of the horses died because
sounds about right for Amazon.
It's like, all right.
Hey,
they weren't. So the horses. So this production was so poorly maintained that some of these horses did die in this battle scene.
Great. That's
great job, guys. Isn't it?
Good job. Yeah. Hey, would you like to take this scene? I need to go to the bathroom. Would you like to take it? Would they line them up and, instead of just flanking them like any other army would have fucking done?
Where they have to okay, all right.
Okay, I'm going to go to the bathroom. I'll be back.
Okay. So we hear, so yes, the elves have arrived and we see like this elf has like one horn like announcing their presence, and you can hear this thing from miles away. Now, this is Lord of the Rings, so I'm willing to give that a bit of a pass since the Horn of Gondor could also be heard from long distances. But it's just another one of those, wow, okay. So you have the copy and paste army, and Elrond is ready to lead the troops, and Gil-galad is also here. He's actually gotten off his ass and is going to do something. What he's going to do, I'm not exactly sure, but at least he's not just hanging around Lindon going, should we do something? He's actually doing an action. So props. But what's not good props would be Gil-galad's sword. It's not in the scabbard all the way. It's like, how did you guys miss that? It's just, his sword is like sticking out of the scabbard because it's all just cheap foam. It's not, none of it's real. So they lead the charge, and like Eris said, I'm pretty sure there's only like 20 horses that they just copy and pasted. It looks so cheap, which just again makes me wonder where the hell the money's all going. So, oh my goodness.
I fucked up. I meant to hit mute and I moved myself from screen.
I was just talking about Gilgalad's sword that was not fitting in his scabbard. I don't know if you caught that.
I couldn't figure out if that was Gilgalad or not.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, surely they wouldn't have their stupid fucking Elk King come onto the field. That would be dumb. But also, why would he stay there?
At least he's not just standing around in Linden doing absolutely nothing.
Yeah, it's just the actor looks so different when I can't see his long, dark brown hair. I don't know who he is anymore.
Yeah, they don't. Gilgalad's sword is like sticking halfway out of its scabbard. Like, how did no one catch that?
I have no idea. Okay.
Yeah. So Elrond then leads the charge, and the copy and paste army charges, and the orcs aren't like getting ready, you know, with their spears. They're just kind of like, yeah, come on, bring it.
And then
well, there was also, because I've seen no one else mention this. One of the orcs in this shot, when they're in one of the shots of the orcs, where they're just kind of like, rah, we're here.
You're talking about the one that fogs up the camera?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, it's one of the distant shots where you're getting like we're seeing like the line of them. One of the orcs, I don't know how no one else noticed this, but the orc doesn't have any makeup on his hands.
That's fine. Don't worry about it.
So you just see, you just see all the sickly looking orcs, and then one with like normal flesh tone hands.
Oh, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
It's like, okay, all right. But yeah, Ram Bam, no, they're not calling for a shield wall. They're just like, yeah, bring it.
No, they're just standing there. There's no shield wall, and then they bring out their ace in the hole, and it's, who would have guessed it? Gladriel. And Gladriel's in a cage, and they put her at the front. And I'm just like, okay, guys, so avoid Gladriel and keep charging, obviously, right?
Yeah.
No, they fucking stop. They are like 4 feet away from the orcs, and they make everyone stop. Which, how the fuck everyone got that order, I don't know. There should have been a giant crash.
And the sun was very helpful in only lighting the elven side and keeping the orcs in darkness, because apparently they remembered, oh, orcs can't be in the sunlight, even though they've been fighting this battle all morning.
Yeah. Apparently. So, it's fine. And they're sitting there and they're like, oh, shit. And,
It's like, okay, I even though there's a battle going on, let's meet.
Oh, let's sit at the round table and discuss our terms. Like, oh, the ring you carry. Show it to me. And everyone's like, who the fuck? Why would I ever? I'd have to be the dumbest asshole on Middle Earth to have brought it here. And like, you sure would have, Elrond.
I honestly was going, he tell me he didn't actually bring it, because that would be the dumbest thing you could do.
Because you could have left it in Linden, it would have been fine.
Yeah.
And then there's a scene that happens in just a few minutes. There, I was just like, oh, maybe So I'll explain some stuff. All right. So everyone's like, yeah, I wouldn't have done that. And he's like, oh, but you're like a fucking politician. And I'm like, yeah, because this show made him that. He's supposed to be a warrior, guys.
Yeah.
Like, oh, she speaks, cut out her tongue. And I was like, yeah, fuck
and
yeah.
Then they put a knife to her throat, which is not her tongue.
Well, if you cut off her head, technically you cut off her tongue. Just say it.
That is true.
It's like, oh, hey, why the fuck are you here? And it's like, all right, it's a Arabian has fallen in shadow because I burned it to the ground. And
and I didn't tell anybody.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, it's because Sauron's there. And everyone's like, so hold on a second. you're going to destroy a city of the elves, and you're basically declaring war on the elves because of one guy who's not an elf that's in there?
Yes.
Did you even try to talk to them about the fact that Sauron's in there? No one's going to try to tell Celebrimbor that Sauron was here. Galadriel, no. Adar didn't. Fucking no one here apparently wants to tell him that.
This whole discussion, I kept going, okay, you guys want to save the city from the orcs who are attacking the city because they want Sauron, and you guys also know Sauron is in control of the city, so you also want to get Sauron. Why aren't you joining forces?
I have no idea why no one's joining forces at this point.
It's like,
I don't know, Josh.
You know that you guys have a common enemy. Why aren't you working together then?
Why are we fighting each other? What the hell's going on?
I don't know.
It's like, oh, it was Celebrimbor himself who welcomed Sauron. Yeah, and whose fault is that, Galadriel?
Yeah.
Whose fucking fault is that? Everyone turn around and face the person whose fault this is. It is Galadriel, alright? She's made everything worse. That you cannot save him. Quite frankly, I don't know. I think Celebrimbor honestly just wants to fling himself off a fucking high top.
And the fact that even the shill media sites are even starting to question, why are they making Galadriel so stupid?
Why have they made everyone stupid? I don't know.
Well,
I would hope if I was thousands of years old, I'd be smarter than this.
Yeah.
So, especially if all that I have, for the most part, for at least like 1,000 of those years, all I've had is to fucking chill and read and educate myself, learn a new hobby, a pastime, you know, some. Just saying.
Yeah.
And I was like, nope, I want the ring. Give me a ring. You know? Yeah, I want the ring. Oh, nope, I skipped over a scene. My bad. For some reason, I just started talking about Elrond's mom. That's a weird thing to bring up.
It is.
Like, oh, even a fragment of her wisdom in your veins. You must know you cannot defeat me in battle. And I'm like, yeah. First age elves, bitch. I don't know what to tell you, okay? Honestly, if Elrond hadn't stopped them, they would have destroyed a lot of your army, okay? They had like 1,000 elves, first age elves, and they were going up against your army. You're fucked. I don't know what to tell you. Oh, they will outfight yours and you will fail. It's a bunch of fucking orcs. Okay, they're not that impressive in battle. These are battle-hardened, Morgoth defeating, Balrog crushing elves. And you think your orcs are going to fucking defeat them. Fuck off. I can't believe you. I can't believe you. I just can't. You know, it's like, yeah, we're gonna kill you, and we're gonna kill you, and that's as good as the relations go, honestly. And Elrond's like, yeah, well, what about? I thought you liked these orcs. I thought you wanted to free them and shit. I thought they were like family. And Adar's like, well, not anymore. Anyway, the ring for Galadriel's life. Elrond. I think a dead Harfoot had the right idea. They got her. Yeah, they did. And he's like, nope, I'm not giving you the ring. And it's like, oh, well, He's like, ask me on the field. I was like, you mean the field we were just on? The field that y'all were just on. So we're just going to go back to battle? So do we need to line up our troops again? All right, everyone. Or redo. Control Z. Okay, we're going to fucking redo this.
And you're having a parlay in the orcs' camp, not at some neutral site, but in the orcs' camp. So you tell him, we'll see you in the field of battle. What motivation do they have to not kill you right now, then?
None of this makes sense, Josh. Okay. They could have easily avoided Gladriel. Literally, it would have taken somebody throwing a spear or fucking, I don't know, an archer, taking out the guy that had a knife to her throat, and look, oh, it's easy. We got this. All right. Stupidest thing. And he's like, oh, well, I'm going to kill her. Bleh. I'm going to kill Gladriel. And I'm like, honestly, I'm not even convinced they were friends. Elrond and Gladriel, I'm not even convinced they like each other, quite frankly. I don't know. They only, just, and...
but what about the shippers?
And, we're still in the camp, and, he's unarmed, and he's like, oh, can I say goodbye?
Well, hold on. Because there's...
What? I was building up to something. What do you want?
Well, because when he gets up, he makes an obvious gesture to his brooch. Like he clearly grabs something from his brooch.
See, you would think,
and no one noticed.
See, you would think all of that was smart. I ignored it. Do you want to know why? Because it doesn't matter at the end of the episode.
That's true.
Because whatever that was a fucking red herring for the audience.
That's true. That's true.
So I'm just saying.
I was just marveled at the wow. Okay, the orcs are now this level of stupid. Okay,
everyone is stupid, Josh. Okay.
Yeah.
No, everyone gets up and he wants to say bye to Gladriel. It's like, okay. Because I'm thinking, okay, well, technically, I guess they could have been friends. He's supposed to be her son-in-law. It's going to be crazy. Because at some point she's got to have a baby, and she's got to have a baby. And
with her husband, Celeborn, who I'm now starting to see rumors that it might be Adar is Celeborn.
I've heard something like that since fucking the first season happened. And I'm just like, I don't care, honestly. It's just, it's like, okay, so this is going to be her son-in-law, so I guess technically they're friends. Like, whatever. Like, okay, whatever. This is so bizarre because he's going to be so much older than your daughter. It's going to be weird.
Even though by this point, her daughter should be around 500 years old.
Yeah. So he approaches her, and I'm just like, oh, maybe they'll do a little forehead touch, like, oh, homie, hey, it's been good. But we're gonna do the thing that we were gonna do before, but we're gonna, and she's like,
well, and I was thinking he would because he clearly grabbed something from his brooch, so I thought he would grab her hands and be like, be well, I will miss you, while he's slipping whatever it was into her hand or something very subtle.
A forehead touch where they can get close enough and he can put something in her hand, or a hug where he can put something somewhere.
Something very subtle. We've seen this countless times in other works of fiction. Yep. Okay.
And, it's very easy. And then he looks at her and she looks at him, and I'm just like, okay, all right, let's go. And he touches her weirdly, and I'm like, okay, where are we going, guys?
And, I was like, oh no, they're not.
And then he kisses her. Elrond kisses Gladriel, and I shriek
with the music going all big and heroic. Yeah. Isn't this amazing? And it's like, oh god.
So I shrieked. I was just like, you heathen. And just literally, they make out. Holy shit, they make out. And I was just like, okay. So then I was just like, okay, strategy. Because he says, forgive me. And I'm like, oh, okay. So he said, forgive me. I paused. I said, okay, he said, forgive me. Because he was like, this is about to be fucking weird, Gladriel. I'm sorry. This is the only way I could do this. And I thought he put the ring in his mouth and he was transferring it over to her.
That also could have made some sense. But
and
no, because you see their hands awkwardly, here you go. It's not subtle at all.
Yeah, except there's nothing that happens. Because at the end of the episode, Adar has the ring. Okay, just a little spoiler there. Adar ends
Oh
up
my
having the
God.
ring by the end of the episode. So I have no idea what happened. Okay? I don't know what they exchanged. I don't know what was happening, but there was a long makeout scene. So I thought, okay, so they're exchanging the ring. And then I started thinking about, it's like, man, how the hell are you going to tell your future wife that, hey, yeah, I had like an intense tongue, like tongue battle with your mother when she was captured? It's crazy.
I made out with your mom. We good?
Yeah, and I'm just like, oh, had to sample the mother-in-law to know how good the daughter would be. A Dega. Outlaw. You go to your room right now. You go to your room.
Wow.
What
But
the
no,
fuck?
it would have made sense if he had put like the lockpick in his mouth or the ring in his mouth, and that's how they did it. But no, it's not. They don't do that. He's just
No,
making
he
out with
actually
her.
just kissed her. He literally just kissed her. There's nothing behind it.
But then you see his hand like making an very awkward like passing of the lockpick into her hand. It's very clunky and awkward. It doesn't look natural.
No,
So
but
it's
I
saying,
thought the
what
ring was
are you?
going to her. That would have made more sense.
No, it was the lockpick from his damn brooch.
Who the fuck? Who cares about? It's just everything about it was horrible, and I'm having to rewatch the makeout again, and it's awful, and I want to die. It's like whole.
And there are literally like 3 orc guards watching them do this, and it's like, how are you not seeing him passing something into her hand?
Dude, 15 seconds of making out.
Yeah.
And they shoot it like it's this intimate moment, and she looks at him. And she's just kind of like, yeah, can you go fucking leave and do something now? And I'm just like, yeah, Gladriel, I agree. Elrond, can you go fucking leave and do something now?
And yes, Chris, they wanted a Game of Thrones. But the thing is, the reason why people didn't really why the fan base is kind of accepting of the incest in Game of Thrones is because in universe it's frowned upon.
Yeah. And it's only like one house. Well, 2.
No. I mean the first episode we see Jaime and Cersei.
Yeah, that's why I said 2 technically speaking.
Yeah. But the point is, in universe, it's looked down on.
Yeah, it's like the Targaryens did it for like bloodline shit, but everyone thought that was weird, you know.
Mm-hmm. You don't really see that within the other houses until Jaime and Cersei.
Yeah, Jaime and Cersei were just a little bit too close. It
was also pointed out the actors that they had for Jaime and Cersei were also hot, so people were a little more accepting of it as opposed to these guys.
It is weird how that makes things a little bit better for people. That's a weird thing that society has a tendency to do. It's like, it's fine that this weird thing's happening because there's hot people doing it. It's like, I don't know. I'm a little bit more.
No, Mark, we're talking about people from Alabama.
Yeah, Mark.
Take that.
Yep. So we have that scene, and God help me, I don't like Elrond and his fucking like commander talk in Elvish for a while, and I don't care. I'm moving on.
And while they were walking away, my reaction was, "How do you know none of the orcs speak Elvish? How do you know that?"
You don't. But then we briefly cut back to Celebrimbor, being forced to make the rings. And anyway, that's all that happened in that scene, is he's just forced to make the rings. Anyway, moving on. He's made significant progress. These rings take no time at all.
No.
No.
I'm sorry, Mary.
And Elrond's walking, he's walking away, and fucking orcs for some reason are deciding to kill him now. I don't understand. It doesn't matter because we're back at Khazad-dûm.
Yay!
And fucking Prince Durin is making a motivational speech that he could put on YouTube. And he's like, "Oh,
Dwarves,
hey,
go clean your room."
and King Durin is surrounded by a comedic amount of gold everywhere because it's like it's not enough. It doesn't even cover the floor. It's like it is literally just the piles that those dwarves in the last episode made, and then no one moved them. They're just there now. So now you have to walk around these piles of gold in the floor. It's hilarious.
I mean, when they started doing that, I'm convinced King Durin wants to have like a money bank, like in DuckTales, so you can just.
I thought he wanted to be surrounded by gold, but they didn't do that, so it's kind of just awkward now.
And it's also so this gold is presumably from the other dwarven kingdoms, right?
Correct.
But if it affects them that way, why would they continue to pay tribute if the rings are going to affect those dwarven lords the same?
I don't know. It doesn't matter because who the fuck knows? I don't have no idea what's happening anymore with them. All right, but King Durin is he's like, oh, I just want little gold pits everywhere, right? Just
that people have to step over and stuff. Yeah,
I wanted an obstacle course to get to my throne. Then we cut back to Prince Durin, and he's still doing his speech.
And of course, it's a. Do the people in charge of this show understand how economics work?
No, because they gave them 100% tax last episode. Okay, they have no idea what's happening. 100% tax. Fuck off.
It's like, I mean, yeah, people would be revolting against this.
Yes, obviously they would.
Yeah.
We see little flashes of different scenes. We see Disa and Narvi. They're guarding the mine, which I thought there was multiple mines, but that's just me.
You would think there'd be multiple mines inside a mountain.
No, that's just whatever. But yeah, Prince Durin's still giving a speech. I just don't care. La la la. Fuck. Just blah 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 blah.
I love that he's. Yay. I love that he's doing the speech to a room, and then he just turns around.
Yep.
and there's this huge multiple people also listening to it, but he wasn't addressing them. So he has to it's like, what? How is this supposed to be arranged? I don't get it.
Yeah. Nope, he was speaking to a room, and then the entire palace apparently heard him.
He's because he turns to the side, and there's a window, and there's people going and people chanting outside. It's like, how'd you guys hear this?
So literally, it's like if the coach was talking in a locker room, and then all of a sudden the audience, the stadium started chanting what the coach was saying in the locker room. And you're like, how the hell did you hear that?
Ah, great! Now the opposing team knows our game plan for the second half. Damn it!
Yep. But guess what? Who cares? Anyway, moving back to Region and the orcs. Apparently, the elves have already infiltrated the orc base. That was really sad, guys. I just also there's mud.
They sent a cavalry into the woods. That's stupid. You don't do that. That negates the advantage of having horses.
Yeah, well, guess what? Elrond got off his horse, and then someone killed his horse. Shocking revelation. More to follow at 5. But yeah,
I honestly laughed when the orc slit the horse's throat. I was like, really?
First of all, he didn't really slit it. He kind of made a small mark on it. It's like a horse's throat is huge. You need to go further around to really do some damage.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yep. Ugh. Poor horse. Anyway, the horse did better in the show.
They even gave like Elrond like a moment where he's like, "I'm sorry,
this
my
horse-
friend. I'm sorry, my friend." And it's like, does Elrond and this horse have a connection?
No idea.
Oh.
He's not Numenorian, so who the fuck cares, honestly.
It's
Somehow-
not Burrick, so yeah.
Yep. So the orcs have made it into Aragon. Wow, we've done a shit job here. Oh, the Ravager is about to work, and it literally does work exactly like it like it's like a rack where it's like it rips out like oh, not a rack. Oh, it's that one saw trap where it ripped out that woman's ribs. Ugh. Kind of reminds me of that, the way that it moves. It's just weird that that's the way that we just instead of, I don't know, a battering ram to a door.
Yeah.
Which is usually less
Well, and
usually easier to get in.
And if you have to like put in nails every single time, this thing would take forever to reset. Plus, why would it rip out the wall? Why would it rip out any of the stones at all? Wouldn't the force of it just pull the nails just straight out?
Who, honestly. Wait, Elrond isn't Numenorian, yet his twin brother is the founder of Numenor?
Yes.
That doesn't happen in this show, so who cares? Moving on. How many horses have I done that to? None. I just assumed that a horse would need more than a slight, like, minor cut to bleed out from the neck.
Yeah.
That's just what I'm saying. So, we have Josh's favorite scene coming up. Would you like to talk about it? Because it is your favorite.
I forget how the scene started.
Okay. So the scene starts as many start. Adar is looking off intensely into the distance at some random shit.
Yeah.
Because that's all he really seems to do. And, you know, that one orc that always seems to be around, whose name, Glug, there we go.
Glug.
Glug is, Glug's like, hey, what's your orders? We should probably retreat, because apparently these are the elves that are the competent ones. I don't know what the fuck we were fighting before, but, like, these actually, they're getting shit done. It's like, yeah, yes. Elves are not the people I would have picked a fight with. Not so, you know, and Grog is just like, you know, he kind of puts on this sad face and, you know.
Yeah.
Go for it, Josh. Go for it.
And he says, you told us that you loved us.
Josh sent me that screenshot, by the way. And Adar's just like, yeah, well, fuck you and your mom. Bring down the wall at any cost. It's like, okay.
He has a wife and kids, damn it.
Who cares? I agree, Adar. You know, and he's like,
the picture that I sent you.
Yeah.
I showed that to one of my coworkers, and her first reaction was, "Is that a zombie? What is that?"
It's okay. It's just an orc. They're ugly as shit. Anyway, yeah, it's fair.
I was like, "No, it's an orc who's complaining about not feeling loved," and she just started laughing hysterically.
Yeah. It's like, oh, I love you too much to become Sauron's slave. So act like mine instead. Go fucking sacrifice your lives, because you know your lives are a sacrifice I am now willing to make. In order.
Some of you may die.
Yeah. Most of you will probably die, but as long as I get the ring, who cares? You know, it just that doesn't add up. And it doesn't.
No. It's unbelievably laughable that orcs are complaining about not feeling loved and respected. It completely robs them of any menace.
Yep. And Adar goes back into his little office area, and he sees, oh, there's a bunch of orcs that are on the ground. Weird. And then he finds on the ground, Gladriel's escaped, and he finds on the ground.
Oh my goodness.
The brooch thingy.
The brooch lockpick,
which is very ugly for a brooch and very inefficient as a lockpick. So I don't know who designed that.
I mean, it worked. So what do you guys say about that?
Apparently, but it's like, it's odd.
Yeah.
So Gladriel is walking around like a zombie, trying to hide her stupid hair.
Wearing a completely oversized cloak, and she's walking in a way of like, please don't notice me, please don't notice me, please don't notice me.
Yeah.
It's seamless.
Yeah, I would have walked a different direction than directly through the camp, but that's just me.
Yeah.
And we have some close calls of, you there, I need some help, and blah blah blah.
She helps load a body onto like a funeral pyre, and Adar is there to like give like a funeral speech, and I'm like, it's still nighttime. Yep. You still have the cover of darkness. Isn't the battle still going on?
Yeah. I'm fucking moving on from this funeral pyre. Holy shit, it's stupid. There's a whole bunch of them. I just don't care. We're moving on. I do not care about the elves. The elves. I don't care about the elves actually, but the orcs burning. Having a Viking funeral for the orcs. Like, oh, we're still in the middle of the battle. Let's take a brief 5-minute break to to kill. Oh, and there's in flames. They return to dark. It's just so stupid. I don't even. It is incredibly dumb, and he just looks so. And Adder's like, "Oh, I'm a big sad boy." I'm like, dude, you didn't have to do this.
Yeah.
Nobody made you do this. You weren't ordered to do this. No, this is entirely your fault. And my screen is so dark right now, I can barely see what's happening because on.
I know. I could barely see what's going on. It's like I remember as she's like sneaking around, I heard a voice go, "Look at that pretty hair," and I was like, "Who the hell said that? I can't see anything."
Yeah, I saw turn around. I have my subtitles on. I'm just like, thank God I have my subtitles on. I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, an arrow whooshes by, and who could it be? Oh my God! Because Gladriel almost got caught. Who could it possibly be?
The elf that apparently saw the battle starting and decided, I'm not going to join it.
Fucking Anna, who is useless. Oh my God. So he gets himself captured in season 1.
Yes.
Let's see. He then manages to escape and just tries to help a small Southland village, even though he should be like running back to Elf Command like as soon as possible.
Because he's a soldier.
Happening. And his orders were to return anyway. He then helps fight this battle, and then his fucking woman dies, and he doesn't want to deal with her son, so he ends up just going off and killing a whole bunch of people, a whole bunch of orcs and wildmen and shit, and depression rage.
Got into an argument with 2 Ents.
Yep, almost died because he's a moron and should have just said, no, I've never chopped down anything.
Or at least I didn't do so willingly.
Yeah, but we couldn't do that. And all of a sudden he's here in Aragon. It's been like, in a couple episodes he's here in Aragon. And he still hasn't reported back to Elf Command, wherever he's from, to let them know what's happened. That's kind of awkward. But yeah, he's here in a Rayon for some fucking reason. I guess to kill Adar because I hate Adar because he killed my woman, even though like technically it was a random orc that killed your woman.
Yeah.
So, and she was really shit at healing people because she thought she healed herself and then died. So,
Off screen. Very funny.
Yeah. Amazing. 10 out of 10. It's so dark right now. I literally can't see anything. Okay.
Yeah.
Because she runs into the areas like Elfman. I don't remember. Fuck me, I can't remember his name. And Rondir, maybe that's it. And he's like, "Oh, thank you for helping." And he's taken everything else from me. I'm gonna go fucking kill myself, basically. And Galadriel's like, "Hey, buddy. There's a lot of elves that have died.
Don't be one of them.
Maybe don't be one of them, okay? The true fight with Adar will come later." And I'm like, I don't know. I could probably take him out now.
I mean, he's standing out. He's standing out in the open as he's delivering this funeral.
I mean, I'm gonna take an arrow to his throat. Just like give me like a bow and arrow. And apparently all you need is like a long oversized cloak to sneak through this camp. And yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
But you know what? You know what we need more? We need more drama. So we're back at Khazad-dûm. And
yay!
Because Prince Durin, God, I hate everything now. I don't even have the fucking doors to look forward to anymore.
I know. The dwarves have become insufferable now too.
I literally can't stand them anymore. I don't know when it happened, but it happened at some point. Probably, I'd say around episode 4.
It happened when King Durin got the ring. That's
when King Durin got.
That's
the
when
ring,
they they're ruining everything that they were doing with the dwarves. Okay.
Everything became shit. Yep. Well, guess what? It's time to it's time to overthrow the king. And but because it's time to overthrow the king, guess what we can't do? We can't go to Aragon to help Elrond. Because we need an entire army to...
Well, the king also attacked some of the men that were going to leave.
No, I know, but like...
Yeah, but you didn't say that.
No, I understand that. It's just... I was getting to the point of... So we need an entire army to stop... We don't need like just 20 of them, potentially. But we just need to get him...
The king went Super Saiyan last episode.
Yeah, on one person. Also, let's be real. This is just to take 20 minutes. We can do both.
Yeah.
So, okay, fine. You want a whole army to go against one dude? Okay, fine. Let's take the whole army. Let's go against him. Let's get the ring off, and then let's go. Yeah. There's no reason we can't do both. Because it's just him. That's it. It's all just one guy we're going up against. And it's like, oh, and Khazad-dûm might not be here when you return. What do you think is going to happen?
Well, apparently all of the dwarves now believe Disa and having the Balrog, because they all mention something about the beast down below. But they don't.
That's never made any of them. I have no idea where they got that information. I don't even know if I would believe her, quite frankly. Also, surely we've heard the Balrog by now, but I don't know anymore.
The Balrog's just taking its sweet ass time, isn't it?
It's awake. It's been awake. So
a leaf, interrupted its sleep cycle, so it's just groggy. So like Disa interfered with the Balrog getting its coffee, and so it's all out of sorts. The Balrog is going, oh man, I woke up so early. I'm completely out of rhythm. I'm just gonna murder this next city I come across.
Yep. So it's just Yeah, they all fucking care about the Balrog, which I don't know how getting rid of King Durin is going to, because no one's digging right now.
Yeah.
So everyone's revolted. No one's digging. So honestly, King Durin has no power right now.
So
He doesn't.
are
He has no
the dwarves going to end up leaving Khazad-dûm, and thus only King Durin will be killed by the Balrog? That's
I don't know.
That's anticlimactic.
I have no idea what's going on anymore. Okay.
Like, haha, I'm here. Where is everybody?
Yeah. Well, you know,
They really oversold Khazad-dûm to me.
Yeah, there's like nobody fucking here. You know, Prince Durin has to make a big choice though. Do I want to save my friend Elrond, or do I want to overthrow the king? And
even though you could
somehow-
easily do both.
You could do both. One takes 20 minutes, and then you walk yourself over to Arayon, which takes like 30 minutes. So honestly, you're at the battle in an hour, buddy.
Yeah.
You know, this is easy. This is a fucking piece of cake. Like, we're good. You know? But no, we're back at Arayon. And be not afraid, this too shall pass. And I laugh. Because I'm fairly sure that's another line ripped from Lord of the Rings.
Yes. I forget where though.
Funny, I didn't remember the death line, but I remembered this one for some reason. I don't know why. My brain's just quirky like that. You know?
Yeah.
It's just not like the other brains.
Oh my goodness.
You know, Celebrimbor is just, he's on his knees doing some shit, you know, and Sauron is, oh god, fuck, I forgot about this. Sauron's like, I promise you, when Middle Earth is healed and its people see what you and I did here, Celebrimbor's like, don't fucking involve me in this bullshit, you know, all of our sufferings will be worth it. And Celebrimbor's like, yeah, you could stop my suffering now.
Yeah.
Actually, you could at any point now. You could just stop. You don't actually have to continue doing this, weirdly enough.
But no. Sauron is remorseful because he's treating Celebrimbor just like Morgoth treated him.
It's like, oh,
it's a profound story of abuse begetting more abuse. This show is raw and it's powerful in its messages.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sauron was fucking tortured by Morgoth for some reason. What was he, his intern? I cannot imagine being tortured by Morgoth. I don't know. You're a first age elf. I think you've got an idea. He took your tree.
Yeah.
He fucking ruined everything for y'all.
Yeah.
I feel like you have a good idea of what it's like to feel Morgoth's assholiness, okay? He took your tree. You had to fight this stupid fuck-off battle. You had these Balrog things. It was insane. The fact that we're following the orcs now was kind of hilarious. But yeah, I'm never letting that go, by the way. Never. Not one time will I will make everyone remember it every time I talk about the show. But, oh, I see the end, Celebrimbor, so clearly. I've seen it from the moment I awoke. And I'm just like, oh my god, he's woke. He did it. It's like, oh.
Was he awoken when the orcs stabbed him to death? Was he awoken when he ate the rat or the centipede?
Genuinely? Who knows? Who the fuck knows what he's talking about? Because I certainly don't, and the show doesn't want to tell me.
Did he wake up when he ate the old woman? I don't know.
Diet purely on centipedes, rats, and old women. Just convenient that they were all there.
Yeah.
You know. But apparently Morgoth wanted to destroy things, but Sauron wanted to perfect things. You know, that's fine. That's fine.
It's fine. Yeah. Don't worry about it.
It's fine. Don't worry. Yeah, Mountain Doom, perfection.
Yeah.
It was just there to perfect things. Shit, I don't know what you mean. It didn't turn an entire realm of Middle Earth into fucking nuclear winter style conditions, just a total shithole. It's fine. We were perfecting the Southlands with Mount Doom. We weren't destroying them. It's okay.
Everything is going to plan.
Everything is going according to plan. Yes, yes, yes. Everything's fine. We know what we're doing. It is good.
Yeah.
We are doing all good. Oh, and Sauron admits to being a masochist, so sometimes the pain will almost become a reward. It's like, okay, buddy, I didn't need to know that about you.
All right. Yeah.
Kind of weird. Don't. No. Just,
Eyes wide Sauron.
yeah, it's like, oh, it's a contest to see whose will was mightier. And I'm just like, what kind of relationship did you have with Morgoth, Sauron? Kind of making me, kind of just questions, because I could hear the fan fiction being written, and I just wanted to ask questions about what it was, just out of curiosity.
Yeah.
And Celebrimbor asked the obvious question, which is like, so what are you doing to me, and why? Because you're doing the same thing. That's rude. Did you not learn anything that, and, someone's like, no, I am not doing that. Not at all. What do you mean? How dare you? He's like, no, you chose it. I'm like, don't fucking gaslight him, you asshole. He did not. Sauron, you totally chose this. You chose to roll up in here. You chose to engage with Celebrimbor, and you've been gaslight, gatekeep, and girl bossing your way through this whole fucking season. What do you mean? This whole season, he has been doing that. He tries to gaslight him again.
And he keeps falling for it.
Yeah, Celebrimbor's just like, what the fuck? I was like, yeah, what the fuck? I don't know. Oh, yeah, but it all depends on the rings. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Why would he believe that?
Why would it? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's
It's fine.
Well, I just found out that, the devil wants me to make these rings. So I'm going to keep making these rings so that he'll stop. Wait, what?
Yeah, I can change him.
Yeah.
Then Celebrimbor's like, you truly are the great deceiver. And I'm like, no, Celebrimbor, you're just
an idiot.
Thinking with your brain right now. And he's been this bad this whole fucking time. All right.
Yeah.
It has not been, like I said, gaslight, gatekeeping, girl bossing his way through the season. All right. It has been utter travesty as far as this goes. But I guess who keeps working on the rings? Celebrimbor. What a dedicated artist. And then he thinks, oh, maybe I don't have to work on the rings. And I'm like, wow.
Yeah, and if only, but Celebrimbor is also now he has like a handcuff on him with like a chain so that he's stuck in the forge, and it's like, man, if only a forge would have metal cutting tools, then he could get out.
I wish I was in any other place that could have like get me out of these, like some big ass pliers or like a hammer maybe,
a hammer, some sort of like metal press,
something that cuts.
And something that's like, it's literally designed to cut metal.
Yeah,
because it's a forge,
Yeah, or I could just sit here for a while and heat up one end of the chain that's far enough away from me that the heat won't transfer, that I could, just, that too. What's pliable enough and just kind of, make it, to stop. Yeah. And then I have a weapon too. Look at that.
Oh my goodness. All those would have been smart for Celebrimbor to do, but as we've seen all season long.
Hold on a second. Brief cut to the battlefield. Elrond is yelling like a barbarian, and they're fucking fighting poorly. Anyway, now we're back in the forge.
Oh,
I'm not kidding. That's how it's shot and edited. It's all we're in Celebrimbor. He's doing his stuff, and then we're on the battlefield, and people are sucking ass, and now we're back into the forge. It's like this. Please continue.
Okay. So, all those ways that we just described that he could escape, they could have done that. But Celebrimbor, as we've seen all season long, is a moron.
He's big dumb.
So he takes a hammer and he starts and he hits his handcuff like 3 times and goes, "Well, I gave it the old college try." And he's trying to slip his hand through it, but it's just a little too tight. You can almost get his hand in there. Oh, hey, Penny.
Hi, Penny, and congrats.
Yeah. You can almost squeeze his hand through it, but it's just a little too tight.
Break your thumb.
Break your
with the
thumb.
hammer.
Break your pinky also could have worked.
The pinky is also it's a less. Who cares about your pinky?
You could have done that.
Yeah, that's a thing. You have all these. You're gonna forge, bitch. Just whatever. Anyway.
But no, he opens up the metal press, and instead of doing the obvious thing of putting the chain in it,
nope, he puts his thumb in it.
The arguably the single most important digit on your hand. He puts his thumb in it.
Oh, and he says, he's like, whose will is the mightier?
And it's Sauron's. Clearly it's Sauron's.
So not only Sauron's, but his brain is also bigger. So
and it's I knew they were gonna have him do something, that drastic, but I was like,
yep.
But they did it in such a way. I was like, how stupid are you just devoted to making Celebrimbor look like the biggest idiot possible?
Yep. And
why wouldn't you take the metal press and put the chain in it?
Nope. So Celebrimbor,
or if you have to do something that dramatic, cut off the pinky.
Yep.
That because we saw it's all scrunched up. So if you could just squeeze that one part of the hand through, you could easily take it off. Why sacrifice your thumb?
So, all right. So here we go. So he's destroyed his thumb. He slipped off the handcuffs. He did the worst thing. He chose the worst option that he was given, and then he leaves. He leaves the tower. A giant fireball smacks, and once again he gets fucking thrown. The timing on this man.
Every time he steps outside, he gets thrown around.
Yep, and then he's like knocked unconscious, and then he looks up.
Oh yeah, why are the orcs still firing their trebuchets into Eregion when they now have ground forces attacking?
Josh, nothing makes sense. Everyone's an idiot. I don't know how many times we're gonna have to say this.
Okay, fair
Everyone is stupid. Who cares at this point, honestly? It's like, by order of Anatar. Like, he's coming to and he's fucking hearing these people leaning over him saying this by order of Anatar, Lord of Eregion.
So, speaking about how everyone is stupid, the head guard elf, whoever, goes, "Oh, look what he's done to himself. Let's bring him back inside with all the sharp tools."
Yeah. You are to remain in the tower, so not to danger yourself. And I'm just like, guys, it should be the fucking, like, people should be firing at that thing. And he's like, nope, you're Anatar's the Lord of Eregion now. And I'm like, God, politics, man.
Let's put, but they, at this point, they think he's a crazy old man. And their thought is, look what he's done to himself. He's cut off his own thumb. Let's put him back into the place where he cut off his own thumb because we don't want him to be a danger to himself. Everyone is stupid.
Yeah, but guess who arrives, Josh? It's your favorite character.
I know.
It's Galadriel.
Yay!
And we can finally have that conversation we've been looking forward to. Like, why the fuck didn't you tell me that he was Sauron? Galadriel's like, what the fuck are you doing? He's like, hey, Anatar, Lord of Eregion, ordered him there. And, she's like, no, that's Celebrimbor, you dumbass. That is the Lord of Eregion.
Why are you guys not paying attention to the actual Lord of Eregion?
Yeah, what the fuck? Anyway, you're dismissed. And they just walk away.
And they're like, oh, okay. Oh, wait,
like,
she's right. He is our boss.
Yeah, he technically is our boss. I'm like, yeah, he is, you dumbass. He will remember that. Calibre, she sees what he's done to himself, and she's like, oh my goodness, I am so sorry. And he's like, oh, I thought you were another illusion. And I'm like, I mean, you did hit your head pretty hard.
Yeah.
You could have got a concussion, quite frankly.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh yeah, Sauron's here. It's like, Sauron? Sauron! Because, it's Galadriel talking.
Right.
It's like, 9 rings to enslave the world of men, as he enslaved me. I'm like, no.
Also, when Celebrimbor said, apologized to Galadriel, I was like, bitch, no.
Dude.
She should be apologizing to you.
Yeah. I'm just like, he's just like, it was my fault. And I'm just like, no, it's her fault, actually. She could have told you he was Sauron, and she fucking fade booked her way all the way to Linden. Just like an asshole.
Yeah.
And for the beginning, a part of me knew, and just like, so part of me saw, but I wanted what he offered. I'm like, you already had what he offered. I
wanted an umbrella that worked.
Oh my goodness, he didn't give him that. And so Sauron apparently has been walking up the stairs this whole time to the top of the forge, and we hear
didn't bump into Celebrimbor on the way down.
Nope. And you hear Sauron screaming, and they're just like, all right, time to go, guys. Time to go. And I'm just like, wow.
And Celebrimbor then gives such a retarded speech.
Oh, yes. I'm getting there. Hold on.
Yeah.
Galadriel's like, go, 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 go. Move, move, move. He's not going to kill me. I think he has a thing for me, honestly. Go. Scooch. Scoochy, scooch. And Celebrimbor's like, no, I'll hold him off. And I'm just like, I think Galadriel would have a higher chance of holding him off.
It's in this story, she's a trained warrior. You are a blacksmith that's now crippled in one hand. Yeah. Then again, we saw a trained soldier get taken out by a left-handed politician.
Yep. Well, you know what? Celebrimbor is going to stay back, and apparently he's going to have like 4 elven guards who should be fighting right now and are for some reason having this conversation. There's an invasion happening here, but yeah. Sure, we can just whatever. They get to pick their duties. It's fine.
Yeah.
So. All right, we're doing blah, 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 blah. We're looking, we're talking. Okay, sorry, I brought him. You did, Galadriel. I'm so proud of you. You've come to admit it. That's the first step, Yeah. Is admitting that it's all your fault.
Yeah.
So. And they say some bullshit about elves needing only to remember that is not strength that overcomes the darkness, but light. And I'm like, I don't know.
But that's not necessarily true.
I mean, light does make darkness go away, but like, if we're talking about like darkness as in like evil forces, I don't think shining a light, like a flashlight on them, is going to do nearly as much as cutting them down with a sword. Just
yeah.
In its persistence, all darkness must flee light.
It's
okay.
all philosophical. Yeah.
It's all bullshit. I don't care. It's flowery language, and then Cleveland returns back around to head back toward the forge with the 4 guards, and I'm just like, yo, just let you. Oh, Caliban, you're gonna die really stupidly probably next episode. And Galadriel just stands there, and she stands there, and she stands there, holding the reins. Go get on a fucking horse and haul ass away from here. Go.
And I also, yes. So Galadriel is now holding a bag that has the 9 rings that will go to men. So is that going to be something else she's going to screw up?
I don't know, but we're looking at elves fighting, and they're kind of pathetically fighting, and it's just sad. Apparently, we have 1 archer left, which holy shit, we have fucked up if we have 1 archer left, and it's the Asian chick from the red shirt party that we saw earlier this season, and she's like, "Hey, how many flaming arrows do I have left?" Well, none currently. None of them are on fire. You just need to wrap some like cloth around the arrow tip and then light it on fire to make it a fiery arrow. What?
Yes.
So currently, she has none. You dumbass. Stupid. Anyway. Enough to do my part.
You give Mulan some more respect, all right?
Like, do not insult Mulan. Mulan's a fucking awesome ass character. The original animated series one, of course. This chick is, I was right. She's a red shirt. She is there, and the archer are apparently 1 archer left. Okay. And do you know how she dies? Because of course she dies. She dies.
Could it be in a unique heroic way, or would it be ripping off a much greater scene?
Actually, it was pure irony. Our 1 archer left died via like 12 arrows hitting her. It was really funny. I did pause.
It was
because that's just hilarious. What an ironic way for our last archer to die. And she
but she's not dead yet.
Oh, but she's not dead yet because she does the Boromir thing where she's stuck with a bunch of shit and she still managed. Oh, she got an arrow off. That's on fire.
Even though the whole Boromir sequence is it's the redemption of his character, it's the conclusion to his story.
He was
it actually meant something. He cared about Boromir.
Yeah,
this chick's had what, like 2 lines?
I don't know her name. She's a red shirt to me. She's literally the person in the Star Trek show that they beam down with. That's not the only one that's not part of the main cast. That know is inevitably going to die to show how dangerous the planet they're on is.
Right.
So she hits this it looks like a barrel that's kind of sticking out, and holy shit, she hit the critical 1-hit spot and destroys the whole thing and knocks out like half the orc army.
And what exactly was that barrel of doing? Like why did why did the siege weapon that's just slowly pulling out chunks of the wall have a bit that explodes on it? I don't. No, it seems to me you could, if you had like highly flammable explosive things, like you would, a siege weapon that would make more sense would be something that would punch a quick hole so you could then put the explosive in it. But that
you mean something like a bomb?
Yeah.
Or a Molotov cocktail of sorts, perhaps.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I seem to remember a sequence in the 2 Towers where there was some sort of high explosive that caused damage to the wall, but I don't know. Yeah. So the thing explodes, and
they explodes again, and then she gets shot with, and she
another. She gets hit by another arrow,
and then dies.
But given where the arrow came from, I can only assume it came from the elves in the wall.
I think an elf killed her. That's my game theory right
like,
now.
I'm just some elf going, I'm so tired of her showing off. Bam.
Also, just saying, there is there is such like a weird amount of people in the battlefield at all times. There's always way too little or way too many given whatever shot I'm seeing.
There's never any consistency with in the battle sequences. Like I have no idea how many forces there are on either side at any given moment.
Nope, I know, no clue. It doesn't seem like anyone's made a dent in anything. So then we hear Adar say, "Send him in," and I'm like, "Oh my goodness!"
Yeah,
it's a dragon. Because for some reason I was convinced this episode they were going to bring out a dragon. I don't know why. It's a battle scene and they're going up against House of the Dragon, so I just assumed they would bring in a dragon, kind of thing.
They'd bring in Smaug's mom.
So I don't know. I thought for sure they'd bring in a dragon. And oh well,
I am fire. I am death. I have to protect my little Smaugy.
Yes. And and all of a sudden, all those people that were fighting on the field, it looks like half of them are dead now from the vantage point on the elf wall. So again, I don't understand what's happening, but we hear some music, and all the fucking orcs are clearing a path, even though those orcs were fighting against elves and are still fighting against elves and aren't really clearing a path. So I don't know why we said that. And holy shit, it's a giant troll from that one episode that we saw for 5 seconds.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you.
Yep.
All right.
And
Family Man Orc is like, he's going to kill both people on both sides.
And Adar's like, that is also a sacrifice I'm willing to make. Proceed. Yep. Adar's basically Lord Farquaad at this point. Sauron's having a little bit of a temper tantrum in the forge because and yes, but who came crawling back? Celebrimbor. What the fuck, dude? Like,
he didn't mean to hurt me. I know I can change him.
I can change him. I'm not pressing charges. And yep, you have the orc, the elf. They're all the same at this point. Elf guards that have come in, and he's like, "Where are the rings?" So obviously the rings aren't here because we're not going to do what Elrond did. Which
is like, why would you tell him anything? Like, let him give him absolutely no information.
Yeah, that's always better. And the elves go to arrest him for some reason. This is Sauron, guys. I don't think you can just put some fucking handcuffs on him and throw him in jail.
But man, if they demonstrate though that, say, Sauron can just like override people's will, that would be an incredibly huge. That'd be making him completely overpowered, and thus there's now no drama with him, because anytime he doesn't utilize that ability, it would make him look like an idiot.
Well,
but I mean, so clearly they're not going to do that.
Guess what, Josh?
He's gonna do something, with the illusion, right? Because he can do that.
So, Josh, I hate to break this to you.
What?
So he can override people's will.
Oh.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, he can override people's will.
He just has the force, and he's able to just have the elves turn their swords from where they were pointing, and they all stabbed and killed each other. It's like, okay, he can do that. So you need to have damn good reasons why he doesn't do it every single time moving forward now.
Also, Celebrimbor, I'd just jump if I were you.
Yeah. At this point.
Yep. epic dodge from Sauron. I'm watching the scene where the guard that was right beside Celebrimbor goes, and he just goes, "Oh, dodge! I hit the block."
I was about to make that joke too. He reacts almost like he saw the dodge button like right before the attack happens. So he pressed it just in time.
Yep, and then he ends up killing the guy. I can't see exactly. I think it's a sword. It's so dark. Fuck me. He ends up killing the guard, and now Celebrimbor's all alone, and he's like, "You will give me the 9," and Celebrimbor's like, "No, actually, I don't have them. I'm not Elrond."
I'm not that stupid.
Yes.
I came back here without them. You need to understand that. I'm not an idiot. Well, I mean, he is, but
yeah.
I mean, it's still stupid to have gone back in the first place, but
yeah. Well, now we're back on the battlefield because we're just flying around everywhere. We're back on the battlefield, and the troll. We watch an elf who apparently elves who are known for their nimble quickness get stomped on by a troll that was walking.
Yep,
buddy. You just needed to die at that point. Your time was done. That was sad. Okay.
Yeah, and again, these are elves that could take on Balrogs.
First age elves. They took down Morgoth and they are struggling with orcs and trolls. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Yep, his troll is just, he's a fucking coming, and but guess what he's doing? He's throwing orcs at the archer elves. Oh, by the way, we gained more archer elves. Isn't that exciting?
Yay.
We had one, now we have many. How exciting. We did it, guys. Adar is once again staring intensely out into something, because that's all his character does. As far as scenes where he's just doing nothing. If he's not talking, he's literally just staring out intensely. It's bizarre.
Yes.
Grog is judging Adar, because Adar and Grog just watched the troll basically football throw some orcs at the elves on the wall. I think Grog's judging Adar a little bit, and I'm just like, Grog, I'd leave. Take your fucking weird ass family and get out of here. I'd leave. Just saying. And Arondir, he's he got something flung at him, and now we're back down where Elrond is, because God help me, we can linger on nothing for 5 seconds. Elrond's literally shoving orcs out of the way, which is a bizarre thing to see. And then he's trying to what is this? I'm trying to figure out what the fuck he's doing. He's trying to cut this rope, but I don't know. It's so dark, I can't see what it is.
Yes, it's one of the ropes that's on the Ravager.
Okay.
But
do they have to retie the rope every time?
I don't know if they have to retie the rope, but it seems like they have to like put the spikes back into the wall.
Yeah, it's a very inefficient piece of technology.
And that's why this thing probably never actually existed, because I've never ever seen this thing before. Whereas a battering ram.
Yeah, they had the battering ram.
It's nice and simple. It's nice and simple because it weakens the wall and it pushes the wall remnants away from the people using the battering ram.
You know what?
It doesn't fling the rocks back at you.
You know what the third age people were doing? Oh, this is a weird concept. They brought giant ladders.
Yeah, siege towers. Yep.
Weird idea. Anyway, moving on. So the fucking troll gets absolutely smacked upon with like a fiery, I don't know, mallet. It almost looks like. from the Ravager.
Yeah. Which also, real quick point, this is a nitpick, but why was Elrond's sword so dull? Because he has to like hit the rope multiple times before it gives out.
Oh, a first age elven weaponry is not known for being high quality. So
Okay.
very
That's
simple.
Fair.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
fair.
very low. It's like a butter knife, basically. You know, just
Okay.
so you know. And of course, the troll really didn't like the fact that he just got smacked on that. So he actually like takes the Ravager and starts using it as a battering ram, which
Novel concept.
that was a good plan.
And it shows it, and they show like the wall like cracking from the impact. It's like, wow, if only you guys had used a battering ram, this wall might have been down hours ago.
Yep. Hey, but guess what? We got some horses still. So there are still some horses out there. Apparently, there are like 100 horses that are dead somewhere on this battlefield that you can't see that because that would upset people. But there's some elves on horses still that look like they haven't been in battle at all, and they come by and one has a grappling hook, which is bizarre.
And it apparently like took out the troll's Achilles, I guess.
Guess.
And then Gil-galad's here. Yay!
Oh no, Arondir's over here stabbing the troll, man. Gil-galad is... I can't tell if it's Gil-galad. I know you keep telling me, but they never say his name, and he's not in the fucking meeting with, like, Gladriel and Elrond and
Which
Adar,
you'd think he would be, since he's the king.
I don't know, actually, if that's Gil-galad or not. I just don't know. I actually have no idea if he's here. He's not important enough to be here. I actually think it would make more sense for him to be in London, because, well, quite frankly,
when Gil-galad shows up, Elrond says something like, "My liege, you shouldn't be on the battlefield."
Oh my god, he is here. I have confirmation he's here. The X-ray on IMDb on the Amazon thing, it finally gave me his name. I have been trying to make sure. Okay, so he is here. All right.
Yeah, that's him. That's
a king's place is wherever the need is greatest. Well, that line makes more sense now. Okay, so
I wasn't joking. It was Gil-galad.
Okay, well, Gil-galad, what the fuck were you doing in that meeting? You just weren't... Okay, whatever. Gil-galad being useless as usual.
Yeah.
All right. Also, hold on a second. Are you telling me there's 2 rings on the battlefield now? God damn it. That's all Adar wants is the fucking ring.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about that, but yeah.
God damn it. Oh, y'all are all so dumb. Okay. Well, Adar and not Adar,
I can't wait for the next part of the battle in the next episode when the shipwright guy comes sailing up the river and Adar gets the 3rd one.
But he can't get there because there's a dam now for some reason.
And Adar's like, "Damn it, I gotta." The best laid plans.
You know what's gonna happen is he's gonna have like he is gonna sail in. He's gonna call upon the water spirits, and they're gonna do like a double. They're going to do a double member berry, all right? So they're going to do the horse water thing. That's going to carry the boat on the other side of the river. But they're also going to have the it thing in Isengard where it wipes away all the orcs.
Ah.
Double member berry. Look at that.
There we go. There we go.
They are not above doing that. What was Gil-galad doing? He's been... trying to live up to the gay shipping they've been called. Oh my goodness, I'm not saying that out loud. I'm not saying that out loud.
He literally said that in an interview.
Fuck off.
Yeah, the actor who plays.
That's not just some fucking.
Yeah.
That's not just some like.
Yeah,
shit on Twitter.
Yeah,
that's a thing that was said by the actor.
The actor himself in an interview. Said Gil-gadaddy. Yeah.
Honey, go home. You're drunk. Sweetie. Go home. Okay?
Yeah.
Go back to London. You're drunk. All right. Josh, the actor said, I can't fucking believe the actor said it himself. That is so gross. All right, anyway,
Yeah.
moving on.
Yeah.
All right, I'm moving.
Which,
So fucking moving on.
I mean, you look at Gil Galad, and aren't you just like blown away by how beautiful the actor is?
He is so mid, it's hilarious. You're
Yeah,
like a 5 in the right sunlight, my dude. Okay.
The most beautiful and fairest of all the races, and it's like, these are the guys you hired?
Yeah. A 5 in the best sunlight. Okay. Okay.
Anyway.
Also, you know what's weird? The actor that plays Gil Galad, I have no idea what hair would look good on him because I don't think any would, but he also wouldn't look good bald. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. All right. So, okay. All right. Okay. Come on, guys. All right. So we have Arondir, we have Elrond, and we have Gil Galad all together. And then fucking Hadar, after watching a troll basically kill like a whole bunch of people of orcs, he says, "My children with me," and I'm like, I don't know if they're with you anymore.
But you told us you loved us.
And Grog's just sitting there, and he's kind of like, I don't know about this, man. It's like, Grog, I agree. I don't know about any of this.
I'm going back home to my wife and kids.
Honestly, Grog, get the fuck out of here. Just, you know. And the orcs are rallying? ?
Yeah.
There's even more. God help me. There's like 1,000 more. What the hell is happening? I have no idea. I just don't know.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
This is why establishing shots are so damn important. You need to know what the size of the forces are before the battle starts. So you can understand, and you also need to understand the damn stakes of them, which that's just out the window. I have no idea what exactly is going on.
What are
why
we
people
doing here?
I don't. Yes, but I don't know how big the orc forces are. I don't know how big the how big the Aragion elves forces are. The Linden forces are.
At every given moment. There's always just 5.
I honestly have no clue how big any size of the armies are. I don't know. Which, when you compare it to the Battle of Minas Tirith, remember like the gargantuan forces that they showed Sauron sending to attack? Where it's just it's just like, oh, like the field is just covered with forces. It's, oh god, that's a lot.
Oof.
And then when the battle has been won and they look to the east and Gandalf arrives with the forces from oh god,
I'm not telling you.
The Rohirrim.
There you go.
When they see the Rohirrim forces, you see them charging over the hill, and you just see this massive force coming, just flanking them. It's like, that is how you show the size of the armies, and so you get an idea of, okay, the forces of Gondor had been whittled down. You saw how big the forces the orcs had. And now here comes the reinforcements flanking them. Okay, I get what's happening. I don't know what the hell's going on with this battle. Not a clue.
No. The orcs have rallied, and the elves are kind of, they're looking, the sun's come up, which honestly,
shouldn't that be burning them like they're vampires? Or is that not a thing now, even though it was hinted at with the shots?
Oh
earlier.
My god. Hold on a second. Hold on. I gotta see this editing. So
the editing throughout the entire thing's been terrible.
Hold on a second. Hold on. Okay.
There's multiple instances where you see people fighting with nothing.
Okay, so yeah, Gil Galad went from being on a horse and now he's on the ground. I don't understand.
Oh
Horse
yeah,
is better.
after, when the troll died, he did like the maniacal laugh, like it's like, okay.
All right, go Galad, honey. All right. And he doesn't have a proper sword. He just has like the most standard fucking like.
He has a bladed staff. That's all. That's all he got.
Yeah, I thought he had a sword. That would be really cool, and his name, and people know what it is, because he's like the king.
And at the beginning of the battle, when before the elves began their charge, we saw him with a sword that was sticking out of its scabbard because it didn't fit properly.
Well, maybe it's Halo rules, and the sword fell out, so he just grabbed like the spear thing. So.
Oh, okay. He just grabbed some random drop item. Okay.
Yeah. So, and Elrond's like, "Yay!" And he's like, "Dwarves, they're coming. They're coming." Oh my god! Do you know how many fucking? So there was like 1,000 elves that showed up at this battle. There are 20 left.
Yes,
And
when the elves rally, there's like 12 of them. It's like,
yeah, there's like 20 elves, and somehow there's still like 400 orcs, and I honestly have no idea where they're coming from. I think they're just being sprouted from the trees.
mm-hmm. But then the sun's coming up, and Elrond is like, the dwarves, they're going to be here now because I talked to my good buddy.
Yeah, and we have a messenger elf, and he's pretty much dying. And the he's like, "Hey, by the way, the doors aren't coming." And he's like, "What the fuck?" And Elrond basically just goes into a state of denial for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, which is like, good job showing his leadership abilities there, guys.
Nope.
He doesn't try to rally them. Gil-galad actually does something.
Gil-galad rallies them, and attack, and they're all to attack. Why the fuck the archer is running, I don't know.
Because he has to try to get to Adar. That's his sole focus.
Apparently. And Elrond is just fucking heartbreaking. He's like, "Hey, that guy I didn't talk to for like 20 years, and then fucking totally went behind
and then
back
banished me when I did reunite with him."
Yeah, did the exact thing that I kind of used him, and then I'm banished, and and I show up and I just need something again from him. I'm literally never coming to him for like a dinner, and he didn't show up. Weird. And the elves, and one of them immediately gets knocked out because they're useless. These are okay.
Yeah. And Arendir keeps like going straight for Adar.
Adar's just casually walking across the battlefield and doing nothing. He's intensely looking at something. I don't know what it is.
And even though the sun's out, the vampire orcs they're fine.
They're fine.
Yeah.
Honestly, I gotta say it. I think Arendir is like the most competent fighter among all the elves, which is a bizarre thing to say.
Yeah. And then Arendir gets to Adar. He can finally get his revenge, and
stab.
And then
in the gut.
Yeah.
With stab, gut.
Yes.
Twist,
stab, twist, gut, and I hope it doesn't have some poison that they didn't know about that's coated on that blade.
It would be funny if he died the exact same way Bronwyn did. I would genuinely, and I would love to see like an interview of him going like, "No, I'm also going out for like activism shit." And I'm just like, yeah, my man. All right, go do your activism. Get out of this show. Fuck this show. Literally anybody who leaves this show, I'm totally fine with y'all. Y'all left. Good job.
It would be hilarious if they have Arendir die, and they got Brawin back to for like one scene where she like welcomes him into the afterlife.
Valinor for some reason, even though that's not how that works. It's like the
Yeah.
scene where Jane
I'm
Foster.
not saying would make sense. I'm just saying it would be funny as hell if they did that.
It's like when Heimdall welcomes Jane Foster into Valhalla, even though she didn't die in battle. Like,
Right, even though she didn't die in battle.
oh, but she was battling her cancer. Literally not how that works. Okay, that's not how that works. So. And Adar just moves on to the next main character, Elrond. And yes, I'm skipping over battle scenes because, good lord, there is just so much utter nonsense happening.
Yeah, good luck trying to follow what the hell's happening.
I have no idea what's happening. I don't even know. I don't know how much time has passed. I don't know how many people are on the field. I don't know what the stakes are. I don't even know why we're fighting. Except Adar's a dumbass. He's attacking the elves to get to Sauron, but he also wants the ring. So he's attacking Elrond to get the ring. And why does
he want the rings? I don't that part's never been made clear.
So he wants the ring to put him in Morgoth's crown, the one that stabbed Sauron. And he wants to be able to do something. I don't know what the fuck he's going to do with it, but apparently, like Thanos, if you gather all the rings of power and you put them in the fucking the crown, something will happen and then Sauron will be no more. I have no idea. It is literally...
Why does he think that?
I don't know why he thinks that, other than, hey, the crown stabbed him and it made him explode. And that was good. And, like, he didn't have anything to do with those rings, even though he very much did. And, you know, it would be Morgoth's power and the rings of power put together. And I don't know what I'm going to do with this thing when that happens. Maybe I'll huck it at him. Just like a chuck. Poof.
Yeah.
Just throw it. Like a spear.
You know what the problem is?
What?
When he stabbed Sauron with Morgoth's crown, he didn't stab Twist and Gut.
He only stabbed.
Yeah, that's the problem.
That's why.
Yeah.
So Adar he holds Elrond up by the neck, and he takes something from Elrond, because guess who was stupid enough to come onto the battlefield with the ring? Oh, that's Elrond! Winner, chicken dinner! What a stellar tactical move for him.
I was here's how my brain works. When he mentioned I would be a fool to have the ring on, with me, I was like, he's right. That would be idiotic.
Yes, of course.
When Adar held up the ring, I was like,
no.
Are you serious?
He
actually had the ring on him?
For fuck's sake. That's what I said. I said, for fuck's sake. Are you kidding me? You did not just...
Yeah. And then there's one more thing we have to discuss. The song. The end song. What the hell was that?
It doesn't belong here, but in a different show. So think of like a show about dwarves. It would work, I think, personally. It's like metal mixed in with some like, it sounds like underground like symphony kind of stuff. You know what I mean? It's like very like, it seems rock heavy.
It was extremely out of place, though.
It's totally, well, the last episode, the music was out of place too. Laughably out of place, actually, might I add. Actually, I think it was worse than this one. This one, I actually found out that apparently the guy who's making the music for the show, I have no idea what his name is, but
Bear
apparently,
McCready.
Yeah, okay, there we go. He apparently went to a couple of like metal musicians and they helped him create this. So I'm like, okay, so that shows like a level of dedication that I honestly don't think you should even bother bringing here, my dude.
Yeah.
But like in a different setting, this would totally work. It just does not work here at all.
Right.
Especially since this really wasn't about the dwarves.
No,
This
no, it
gave me
wasn't.
very much like dwarvish vibe, you know, like Viking dwarf vibes, you know. It does not give me it does not give me, hey, I just watched a battle with elves and orcs and it was embarrassing. So, God, we really went through the last part of that episode fast. The first part of the episode is the worst part. Um, it's
Yeah.
really stupid after that, but the beginning is like the first half hour is just holy shit, the amount of utter stupidity that we are looking at. Um, is just one after another. But anytime there's fight scenes, it's like honestly, I could throw a rock and I could hit something wrong in those fight scenes. I'm not qualified to break those down by any means. There's no way there's just so much going on. Every single frame, there's something wrong that's happening.
Yes.
And I'm honestly not going to fucking sit here and I'm going to point out every little thing that's wrong in those fight scenes because.
And by no means am I a battle historian or anything like that, but when the battle sequences just defy common sense.
There never seems to be like the fluctuation of forces is never in the correct direction. It always seems to go away and then come back. And then there's even more. And now there's a cavalry. But now there's these people are dead. Oh, we had no archers because you said we had no archers. Oh, but now we do have archers. Oh, but we have this. Oh, and it's like between cuts of the same scene, there's a different amount of people I'm dealing with. And it is driving me crazy. And I can't sit down and just go over every detail. We would be here for 12 hours. And I'm fucking hungry.
Me too.
I'm starving. I don't know if y'all have been able to hear my stomach growling. I am so hungry. I'm so hungry. And I've been thinking about the food that I want to make this whole time too. And I am excited. Chili jam meatballs. Over rice.
Ooh.
Fuck yes. Yeah. Yeah. Topped with a little bit of teriyaki sauce and some sesame seeds. Fuck yes. I am going to have a good time. Yes. I wish I had some green onions because that would make it perfect, but I do not. Big set. But I am hungry as shit, and that's what I've been thinking about this whole basically for like the last hour. That's what I've been thinking about. So also, I want to say, Amazon, you went from not autoplaying after the episode finished to autoplaying straight into the behind the scenes shit. I don't want to know what they have to say. I mean, maybe it would be funny, but like, there is so much utter nonsense happening on my screen in these episodes that no. Also, hey, EFAP, good fucking luck getting episodes 7 and 8 done in one stream. Y'all have like 8 people on that panel.
Yeah.
Especially if you invite Shad, good luck, buddy.
Oh, I mean, I watched a little bit of his coverage of the battle scene for this episode, and yeah, there's so much wrong.
Yeah, it's like I don't know hardly anything about battle tactics. I know there was so much wrong with that. Again, just the fact that
when the battle sequences go against basic common sense and logic, there's a problem.
Yes. No. This episode was long as shit. This episode was about as long as the first episode was, I think.
Yes.
It was an hour and 12 minutes. Okay. I want to see how long, if they have it out yet. That's funny. The first thing that popped up was Reddit when I typed in Season 2, Episode 8, Rings of Power. And someone says, Season 2, Episode 8, Predictions and Theories. My theory is they will all die, and we will have no more of this.
That'd be good. I don't know if I can do season 3.
So here's the good news. It's in like 2 years. I have no idea if we're doing season 3. I will have to see how I feel when it's in 2 years. Like
Yeah.
I cannot tell you right now. I just can't. I cannot tell you whether we're doing season 3 or not.
Right.
Because honestly, I don't know if they're getting a season 3. I know they're set for 5.
The initial deal was for 5, but I mean, Simon Tolkien, the head of the Tolkien estate, they can always negotiate a new deal.
Yeah. So I have no idea if we're even gonna look at a 3rd season at this point. I would not be surprised if they did it, but I also wouldn't be surprised if they didn't. So I cannot tell y'all if we're doing season 3. I don't know. I can tell y'all that it's unfortunately going to be a few weeks before y'all get episode 8. So
yeah,
Loki and I are busy basically for the next 2 weekends. Loki and I are busy, and Josh is also busy. So
I'm out of town next next weekend.
Yep. So it will be. Let's see. The 19th. The 19th.
Okay.
Very exciting. And then the 26th we're out. Because holy shit. So much stuff happening this month. And then and then we're in November.
Yeah.
So the one time that we're going to be covering something in October is going to be the finale of Rings of Power. Oh, shut up, Chris.
This series is like a horror story.
It is. So I'm trying to figure out if I should. The show's
kind of like Michael Myers. It just keeps coming no matter what you do.
So here's my quandary though. Do I want to watch it next Saturday? Or do I want to watch it next week? Or do I want to watch it whenever we're about to cover it? Because how I've been doing it is I watch it the morning of the show. Because I can't remember shit. I just can't remember what's happening in the show if I don't do that.
Yeah. That's a good question.
All right, guys. I am hungry.
Me
We will
too.
see y'all in like a few weeks.
Yep.
Thank y'all for coming. And yeah. See you in a little bit.
Okay.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone.